So we
Okay.
are going live on Thursday, Toyz Alive. Now, everybody, bear with us a little moment here because we are currently trying to make sure that we can also see that live chat. And we're going to populate that because that makes half the fun for us here. And I also want to make sure that I've actually got the live chat replay actually set to go, but it looks like it's playing on the side there. So B, I've got the live chat playing here. Boom. Thank you, everybody, for coming in here, by the way, today. Wow. You guys are always so freaking killer. How's everybody doing? How you doing, B?
I'm doing good, man. I am doing good. Happy 420. I feel like this is a big day for you. If you want to, maybe go ahead and let people know what's going on. I know your background's a little bit different today. You can let people know what's going on there.
Yeah, so of course, I'm going to be kind of hanging back a little bit here tonight. I'm going to be kind of chilling more like in the piloting thing. I'm down in Huntsville again, kind of like the GI show. But unlike the GI show, we're going to kind of do things a little bit more organized. And that way, we can just kind of chill and chat and not have any stress about seeing two screens and all that fun stuff. We will have the wheel, the Wonder Wheel will be here. We will share screens. We're going to have ordinary toys coming in. We're going to have resin blood coming in. But yeah, I'm probably going to be popping out. And if anybody sees that I'm turning off my monitor a lot, it's just because I'm navigating throughout screens. And I'm just a tired guy. So B is going to be mainly kind of piloting the show, I think, from the verbal side of things. How are you doing today, man?
Doing good, man. I am. So we were just talking before we went live here, and first of all, let me get this out of the way first. Von Fake name, Ordinary Toys, Uncle Spank, Nim Studios, what's up? DNS is in the house. Skilled One, what's cracking? Zimmick Co, Pmo, Carolina Cool Cat, Fletcher, my man. What's up, everybody? Strafe is in the house, dude. I just snagged that Strafe double drop that he did. Whoo! Those are fresh. Oh, you're muted real quick. Yeah, all good.
Thanks, man. There we go. There we go. And actually, you know what I figured out? This new Windows 11, usually I complain about Windows 11 and updates and all that, but it has this beautiful feature where you can actually have the dual screens going. So for once, I'm on one monitor, but I can see that live chat and I can see you and I can Alt-A mute myself and unmute myself, which was driving me insane last time. But yeah, dude, why am I saying skilled one? Skilled One, you're a champ, dude. You're creeping into my line of vision. No, dude, Strife 7, absolutely, dude. Those zombies, like I said last week, just keep getting better and better and better and better, man.
Yeah, they are sick. Also, King Dingus, what's up? Shed Quarters in the house from the land down under. What's going on, my man? So anyways, back to what I was saying before, man. We were talking and you're out of town and you're going home tomorrow, and I'm glad you're gonna go home and get a break, man. That's fucking, I'm actually stoked for you. But like we were saying, it's 420 today. I feel like it's a very important day for you. If you would please, if you know, why is it 420? Besides that, it's literally the day 420. What makes 420 special, and why did it happen to land on 420?
You know, and I'm actually glad Kumo P is actually in the chat here because I believe there's actually two different trains of thought. One, I believe, is people often talk about Bob Marley's birthday being on 420. I think that's like an urban legend or something, that's why we celebrate 420 on 420. I think the other one was there was actually a 420 club that used to actually meet after school at 420 by a flagpole and get high. So I believe, but Peter, Kumo P is actually like the cannabis dude, man. If there was anybody to ask about the lore and mythology of it, but if I can for a reason, why 420 in general is important to me is we fought really hard to be able to have that legal right, to be able to have that. And I understand that for a lot of folks, they might have still that mentality or stigma about what cannabis is. Personally, I see it as a medicine. It's a form of medicine. There are a lot of people out there, like any medicine, it could be abused. Absolutely. But it's a very important medicine for a lot of people out there. And I think it actually helps a lot of people. It's probably saved many lives, including my own. And I'm super stoked that because of legalization, since legalization, we've actually been able to create a bajillion different products that fit a very specific type of person. And I'm going to throw it out there, actually. I've worked with a lot of cannabis companies. The highlight ever of my life is meeting an older gentleman that this guy was the crankiest SOB when he first came in there. And he bought some CBG oil on me recommending that it would actually potentially help him out, some CBG. And the next time he came in there, he was telling me that like it had changed his life. He had just ridden on the subway. He wasn't freaking out. He wasn't feeling like he was going to go nuts or just like scratch his own face off. And within over about like maybe a month, this guy said he doesn't even smoke weed anymore. He just takes the CBG oil. And if anybody had shown him that oil back in the day, he would have probably never smoked weed. Now, why that's important to me is nobody should have to be burning carcinogenics and putting them in their freaking lungs if they don't have to. Let's be totally freaking honest here. You're taking a bunch of plant matter and lumber and all these other particulates from traveling and being handled and all that other crap, and then you're igniting it and you're breathing it in. If somebody doesn't have to do that, that is amazing to me. And so that's why I love 420. I love that it's legal. I hate that there's certain places out there that still don't see the medicinal benefits of it. And I actually truly believe that the longer it's actually illegal, you're going to see more criminal activity. You're going to see increases of that money going into the hands of cartels and other places where it doesn't belong.
Okay. Hey, that was great. That's exactly what I wanted. I have heard the story about the after school. Bob Marley was born February 6th, so that one's out. But the after school one, that is something that I have heard in the past a long time ago. And then I heard people started writing it on their backpacks or something like that. And it just kind of spread from there. So who knows? But thank you for that. 8-Bit Mike, what's up, my man? Folklore is in the house. Pocket salsa.
Mike, man. We have currently gotten a bunch of your toys out into the High Park in Toronto. We've seen it fly out. I sent off 5 so far to the States. 4 to the States, 1 over to Canada and Vancouver. Dude,
yeah.
Dude.
Nice.
Terrible Toy Works. What is going on? Hitler's B-Day was 420 as well. So, okay, so there we go. So if anything, get extra 420 blazes on 420 to forget that Hitler was ever even a thing that was allowed to occur.
Yeah. You know what? My daughter, when she was born, her original due date was on 420, and she ended up being extremely early. She ended up being in the beginning of March. So that did not work out. My ex-wife's water broke on Valentine's Day that year. And she ended up being bedridden in the hospital with her until she was born in March. Anyways, Colin has been, what's up, dog? Terrible
Nim
toy
Studios. Anybody didn't catch it? Nim just did a Phaty live earlier too.
You know what? I didn't see that. I saw a post, but I was just kind of flipping through looking for some other stuff, so I didn't get a chance to watch that. Jazz Wiz, what's up? Yeah, but I didn't see that. Did you watch it?
I only catching the half end of it, the last half end of it. I'm getting it wrong. Yo, Vonnie Droids, what is going on, homie? Good to see all you guys chatting in. Really appreciate you guys all hopping in. Terrible Toy Works. By the way, dude, I still can't get over that Clutter Magazine in action figure piece that you did, dude. Insane, dude.
That's a good word for it. I mean, everything that comes out of that shop is it's just crazy, man. And you know what I was thinking? We have an amazing, like, straight up, I don't use that word fucking lightly, right? I mean, I know I probably post it sometimes, but this is legit. We got a Terrible Toy Works giveaway coming up on the 1-year show that's going to blow everybody's mind. And I thought that maybe the week before we do that. So not next week, because next week we got Colin from Has Been in the house. Very excited. But the following week, I don't think we have a guest scheduled. And so maybe we can go over some of those giveaways for the 1-year show, because there are some baddies in there. Really wish I wasn't a host of a show so I could join some of these ones, because there's some sickies in there. So anyways, but super stoked to be giving those out.
This scene's insanely generous, man. Just stupidly generous. The love in this scene is absolutely insane. I think it really hit home when Junk Fed was on, and he mentioned that, you know, right now seems like there's just a lot more love in the scene coming from a dude who's been in this game for a little over a decade now. That means a lot for him to notice and acknowledge that there's a totally different ecosystem that's going on in here right now.
There is, man. And, you know, one thing that I really dig about Junk Fed, there's a lot of stuff I dig about that dude, but, you know, one thing that I really like is how open he is to the newer artists that are coming onto the scene, man. Like, if he sees something out there that's dope, he's going to buy it, or that he likes, you know. And there's, you know, shit, dude, I don't think it's any secret that not every vet is like that, you know, out here. But I think the more that the people are like that, the more we can kind of advance and just kind of do what we're here to do and move on and kind of, you know, fuck all the other stuff and let's just make dope shit. So Suki, what's up, man?
You know, you're mentioning when the big dogs show a little bit of love. I'm trying to see in my tabs now because I couldn't help but notice one of those new Safubi makers ended up popping out this beautiful piece with some flocking on the shell. And who was hiding out in the comments? Killer bootlegs.
Oh, nice.
Always wild to me when you see some of these vets and you catch on that they're looking at some of these guys too with like under 1,000 followers, like a couple hundred. And dude, the 420 drops today. Who are we kidding? The 420 drops today.
Yeah, I saw a few, man. I just saw Bobadrox before I got on. And those are all very dope, man. Holy smokes, dude. That rock with the moss look that he's got on. I think, and you know what, dude, as a matter of fact, I don't know if you already had the tab. Maybe I'm kind of jumping the gun a little bit, but there was, he did a shop update today. That's just, there's a lot of stuff in there, man.
So I hope you guys, can you guys see that full screen or is it hacking it for you? All right, let's just do it this way. There we go. I'll elongate it. I'll make it nice and long for you. But the Bobadrox drop, man, he's been kind of teasing these all month. And I'll admit, like, the theme that he has going on these is gorgeous. Gorgeous. What are we talking about? And did anybody else catch this little sneaky post he did the other day? Apparently they come to life at night. I wonder if that means they're UV reactive. I've been very intrigued with that. Because as rumor has it, Stone comes to life at night. Rock Garden drop Thursday.
Oh yeah, that's definitely some. Well, you know what, dude, and look at that pour. Would you? I think that might glow. I don't know, glow or UV, dude. But yeah, for sure.
And what's trippy to me is I'm not gonna lie. I'm sitting here being like, okay, Bobadrox, you're a fantastic painter. Did you actually cast up a bunch of glow in the dark shit that glows like insane or UV reacts insane and paint it and then flock it or what, dude?
Yeah, right. And you know what? That Space Cowboy right there, he put those on sale. So those are available, man. You know what, dude? That Yoda, the Yoda one, he's done that one the last couple years, right?
But this is flocked. But the Dago bud,
oh yeah,
actually a reoccurring.
Yeah, and dude, every time they just come out, I mean, that looks pretty nuggy to me. You know,
well, and I noticed Uncle Spank ended up scoring this beast. I didn't even see Hella Radical share this on his page, but I saw Uncle Spank's post it.
Yeah, you know what, dude? That's funny that you say that because I saw that too, and I was just like, when did that come out?
I think this might have been last year, to be honest with you.
Okay.
A slice of pizza though with the meat in it. I think that might be like the creme de la creme on that.
Yeah, that's nice.
And I'm sure you guys are going to point out some other ones we're going to miss here, but I actually noticed the one trick one. I think this posted as sold. Am I crazy, or did that post as sold?
You know what? So here's the thing, dude. I was on the road a lot today, and I saw that, and it was, I want to say I saw it like 15 minutes after it was posted, and it said it was sold already. So I can, I definitely can see why, but it's yeah, it's a dope one, man.
I can see why, but here's where I was like, did it get posted as sold? Because he only has one story up at the moment, and it was already marked sold. So I'm imagining like this was claimed before it was even claimed. Don't blame them, man. Marijuana.
Yeah. Oh, Bobadrox just got in. What's up, man? We just looked at your site, dude. Very nice work, dude. We were looking at the Dago bud. And that is dope pieces again, man. Very cool. Lots of stuff in that shop, dude. Good job loading that thing back up. Holy smokes. Literally dope, Robert Bloom says. What's up, Robert Bloom? Yeah, that's funny. So anyways, man, you know what, dude? There's a couple little things I wanted to mention on the show. I actually made a note about just two things. One of them, I don't know if you saw the story recently from our big homie Dre, busted up his ankle. Did you see that? What a story, dude. I read the story in his notes, and then I chatted with him a little bit, or not in his notes, but in his story. And yeah, dude, like busted ligament in his ankle, doesn't know when or how it happened. Said he rolled his ankle like maybe a month before. And he is laid up big time, man. So get well soon, my friend.
To make matters worse, I this is almost like the nightmare situation, right? goes in, finds out that, gets some medication to try and make things better, has an allergic fucking reaction. Get out.
He is doing a little bit better after that. He said it's actually calmed down, but yeah, there was definitely a reaction there. Said he kind of swelled up a little bit and started getting sick. So what a freaking mess, man. Get better, dude, for reals.
Not to pull away from that, because I agree. Yes, I want him to get better as well. I love Dreze's, man.
Yeah.
But I was talking about this a moment ago, and I wanted to show this off because this is what I've mentioned before is impressive to me about Sofubi. And if you guys don't mind, if I'm split screen right now, let me know. But look at this. This dude sold out of these. They're glow in the dark, flocked shells. Look at that shell, dude.
Oh wow, flocked shells.
Flocked glow in the dark blue.
Oh whoa, what?
And then to make things even more insane, you scroll down a little bit. This is the one that Mr. Killer Bootlegs was talking about, being like, that's tasty. Killer Bootlegs, boom, there he is. That looks so tight. Love the blue flocking. And meanwhile, you go to Homeboy's page, 1471. Excuse me? And then like, look at these.
Damn, dude. I have never seen that before.
And you know what else has me actually tripping lately? Let me see if I can move this little menu bar up here, because there we go. Now, Saruga Mark recently, he told me to look out for, there you are, Akashi Record. Now, I believe Akashi Record is potentially Whale Toy. Whale Toy, if you know, is actually a company that Saruga Mark and Sleeping Naps were originally kind of plotting a design with. These rad one-offs that dropped the other day. That Vader.
Yeah, dude. That's another one I've never seen.
So these are those Saruga marked Kanoko Saijin, which is basically like mushroom alien monster. But this random Akashi Record Toys drop of those were gorgeous, man. And like, this dude's climbing fast. His Sofubi is actually beautifully priced too. Again, I'm not trying to detour, like take a total detour right now. But look at,
yeah, no, all good.
Definitely Pokemon, $25. Definitely Pokemon, $25. That rock biter, oh my gosh, if this wasn't sold out, this would be on my want list so hard. Look at that fucking rad ass thing. A Sofubi rock monster from Neverending Story.
Wow,
like, this kid's on fire.
He says it's a Mexican bootleg too. Yeah, dude. Holy smokes. I definitely would have bought the rock biter for sure.
Right. This kid's on fire, man.
Wow.
And I can't believe this. This is gorgeous. I want more of this. More Vader renditions, dude. Oh my God.
Oh, look at that little thing you used to keep the cape tight. That's cool. Yeah, a little keychain thing.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. From a little keychain, just
yeah, right.
Toys.
Yeah, wow, dude, that was a good one.
Man, the Sofubi world, like, it's kind of blowing my mind, man. They're always popping off. Pocket Salsa, you're saying Akasha Records is a friend. Well, take a few of your favorite blanks, dude. Yeah, the rock biter. Thank you guys for knowing it's a rock biter. What are they? I don't even remember what I called it. Damn.
Yeah, Bliss Receptor is in the house. What's up, man? Good to see you, my friend.
Dude, gives that love.
Yeah. Dude, you know, the funny thing about Sofubi, it's like I always say, nah, I don't really collect that at all, which I don't really collect it, but then I find myself buying more and more pieces. And you know who I got a sick one from? You remember last week? I think I opened up this one, right? From Topher Toy, the paint. He had another one dropped the other day that was a Skinner Paul Kaiju piece that he painted. I snatched that motherfucker up super quick. Dope though, dude. And it's all Sofubi. And I just keep on adding more and more. And I'm like, nah, I don't collect Sofubi. Then I look and I'm just like, well, you sure got a lot of fucking Sofubi pieces to not collect them there, Chief. So anyways, man, yeah, you're right, dude. It's dope. And I love seeing when it comes from the States like that. Because there's not a whole lot out there. And especially that, you know, you said younger guys that are kind of making their own stuff. That's dope, dude. I don't know if he's just got a setup in his garage or what, but I've seen that process before, and that's a fucking I mean, that's a thing on its own, right?
So I would say personally, one of the biggest things that come with Safubi, like there's a couple different things that come up into the issue, but like one, the electromagnetic molds, that's going to be a pain in the butt. The other big thing though is probably going to end up being the fact that there's certain chemicals in the United States that like, you can't use, right? Like that's partially why Safubi becomes so expensive. It's not even always just like the manufacturing of it, it's the shipping costs. If I understand correctly, because of the materials that they're using a lot of times in authentic Safubi. Now, when I'm saying authentic Safubi, that's because the word Safubi is a direct translation from the Japanese words soft vinyl. So that's why it's called Safubi. Anything else that's like Mexafubi, Amerifubi, all that other stuff, it's soft vinyl, right? I'm not talking down to it, but Safubi is Safubi because of where it comes from. Now, the materials that they use for that technically are a hazardous waste material once they cross that border, because they're now going to be in your landfill in the United States, not in Japan. So when they ship a box of that over there, they have to be considering the fact that like they're technically sending hazardous waste to you.
Gotcha. You know what, man? I'm sorry, go ahead. Yeah, I think there was more to that.
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was just going to say, man, I've heard you talk about that before, and I'm glad you said it again, dude, because it blows me away every time that you say it, because I knew zero of that, and you know way more about Safubi probably than I'll ever fucking know. But that's a problem, right? Like, if people want to know why it costs so much and why the shipping is so much, and it's like, well, you know, it's not just because people are throwing out random prices. Like, there's a reason for that, and that's a crazy fucking reason, dude, that they're sending you hazardous material. That's crazy.
And also, what I find kind of comical is like, and again, it's not. We get really weird. It gets into this weird semantics where people think that you're saying one is better than the other or anything like that. But again, when I'm like specifying that Safubi is Safubi, it's not a disrespect to anything that's not technically made in Japan. It's just that it does create that separation and that little bit of a division of like what the item is. And that's even why I thought it was kind of comical when Healy Made specifies that his is Japanese Safubi, because in my head I'm like, dude, you're kicking a dead horse. That's like saying like Safubi. Of course, Japanese Safubi is Japanese Safubi. It's fucking Safubi. Oh well. Hey dude, what kind of boxes you got over there today? I had no idea. Are you popping some boxes today?
You know, I'm not.
Good.
I'm not. I should have fucking cleared that up with you before.
Oh, hey, fuck that.
Dude, I'm not bullshitting you, bro. This room is a fucking disaster. I am right in the middle of moving this thing, and I don't know if I could find anything if I wanted to. So when I'm getting stuff in now, I'm just kind of stacking it up. And I honestly don't know what's in some of those things right now. So I said, you know what? I don't want to rush it. And I didn't advertise it correctly. I don't want to, you know, fucking show something that, you know, somebody wanted to tune in for. So yeah,
I find it so funny. You and I are so opposite that way. You're so respectful, and you're so like, I'm gonna make sure I tell the artist. I want to make sure that they know I'm gonna share their toy. I'm like a secret ninja about it. I'm like, if you're watching, cool. Otherwise, like, I got your box. I'm going to pop it on Toyz Alive, and we're just gonna see what's in there. And if you ever watch it, cool. Otherwise, it got opened. Enjoy.
Yeah. If not, just know that I opened it, and there was probably other people watching. So,
hey, that being said, though, I did open this solo, and this is coming on here tonight, man. And also, before we get too far ahead, because I've been eyeing it since last week, you got an item recently. It's yellow. It's behind your left shoulder. And it's got a red circle near the mouth. What the frick is that thing? I cannot stop looking at it, man.
So that actually, I'll grab it for you right now. From Cuda. Yeah.
Beautiful.
And it's a blank. So these glow. And this is a Last Resort, I believe.
Yeah, Last Resort Toys.
Yeah, and that one is, that one's actually gonna go out to get painted. And I don't know who's gonna do it yet. Actually, I have another one of the, not that one, but I have another piece that that I sent off to Resin Blood to be painted.
Yeah, Resin Blood tuned in last week and actually mentioned that's like one of the most gorgeous pieces he saw. A small part of me was hoping to laugh at I was hoping there might be an error in translation, and he thought that you were giving that to him, because I thought that would have been fucking hilarious.
No, that one's gonna be cool though, man. Those pieces, they're so big too, man. But you know what I like about this one, dude? The blank is yellow with a red mouth. I thought that was cool. And then of course, the glowing weapons and stuff. But it was
Does
just
the
kind of
mouth pop out?
no, no, no.
That's not the seam. That's not the head. That's where it got pulled, homie.
Yeah, but I mean,
That's you know how most of the Fubi has like a male female joint.
yeah,
I think just like how Drew was talking about on his Slizzlord, how they decided to do the head in that
yeah.
side way, so the head pops off. I
Mm.
wonder if the mouth was done that way.
You know what, man? It does look like it's separate from the yellow, but I don't know how you would take it out.
Oh hell yeah! Don't try and take it out. I think that's just how they plugged it. I think they plugged it with the mouth.
Um, yeah, because there is. Yeah, I don't see. Well, you know what, dude? There's a little bit of a seam line right over here. I don't know if you can see that or not.
Yeah, that's not like the where they pour.
Yeah, I don't. That must be it then, man, because I
I
don't
have
see
no
anything
clue.
else on here.
That's so bizarre.
Yeah.
So bizarre. So bizarre. Sorry.
How bizarre.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Anyways, yeah, cool piece, man. When it gets painted, it'll be even doper. So
Who are you gonna get to paint that one?
I don't know yet. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know what I want that look to be. If I want it to be like airbrushed or want something, you know, like super detailed, like maybe Donner Don't Care or something. But I don't know, man. I may just keep it like that for a while and see what happens with.
Have you ever had Baba Drock do a paint up for you?
No. Let me think about that.
Because he's a phenomenal painter.
Yeah, I did not know that. I mean, I knew that, but I don't think I'm trying to think of some other his collabs and stuff like that, but nothing that I've sent to him directly to have painted. No. But yeah, that's a good idea, man. I hadn't thought of that either.
Now I'm confused. I'm looking at everybody in the chat. They're talking about what are we looking at here? Somebody's saying otherworld. Otherworld. What do you mean?
Otherworld. I don't know what that is, Uncle Spank.
I think they're talking about where the Frogakuda figure originally comes from, because it might be one of the few that aren't part of his trash bag bunch. He often actually does the trash bag bunch.
Alpha Truck says nope.
Well, now that it's out there, I'm gonna, you know, not to make anybody feel awkward now.
He's like, nah, wrong guy. Wrong guy.
Just straight up.
That's cool, man. And Pockets also says hit up the last account that we looked at to paint it.
Yeah, that Akasha
definitely could though. I know you could. I know you could. But yeah, dude, I don't know about Otherworld. Somebody tell me about that. Mr. Ordinary commented on that too.
I think it's a toy series, and we just suck. Otherworld toys.
Yeah, I'm not familiar.
There's a few from there. I'm not super familiar with it. He's probably like the main one that's really cool. But I've only pulled it up like probably once or twice, and it's probably for this exact reason right here. And you know what? It might have even been it might have been Ordinary Toys. Oh my goodness. I can't believe that I didn't think about this. Ordinary Toys was the one that was actually showing me these. We were on a chat not too long ago. Look at how rad these are.
Oh yeah, okay.
So they come with like two little figures. And it's even funny, like just all these weird ass creations, man. So if anything, that might even come up. Like we said,
wow, early.
We definitely don't claim to be the experts of toys.
Yeah, 1983. I think they came with glow in the dark weapons. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I did see Frogakuda. I saw the wording on there. So Jazz Wizard says, Jimmy, drop the knowledge, please. Yeah, I mean, it's cool. I mean, it's cool. I like it. I see something cool. I'm like, hey, that would be cool to have.
There you go, man. For me, a lot of the trash bag bunch ones really do it for me. And I still really need to try and get one of those. I married a creature from outer space ones, the diner eraser swamp monster ones.
Yeah. The other thing that I had on there, and I can't remember if we talked about it last show or not, man, it was Kajiki was on Where the Toys Are. Did we talk about that last time? I can't remember if that was...
we did kind of talk about Kajiki in general, but that does make sense because I brought up the fact that not Brent, but Go Gangu.
Sam Supa.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Now he runs the Gangu page or Go Gangu.
Yes, correct.
So he scooped up actually both the Kajiki figures, and I saw him scoop them before I even knew. I thought that was pretty surreal to see them pull in. Like I know they have in the past, but it's not often they pull in the resin heads, man. That was kind of cool.
100%, dude. And I listened to that interview on my way to work. I listened to that whole episode, and Kajiki gave a great interview, man. If you want some stuff that you don't know about Kajiki, hit that episode of Where the Toys Are up. You will hear some stuff that I promise you didn't know about him. Stuff that I didn't know, and I wish I would have known it because I absolutely would have asked him about it when he was on our show. But and it's not even toy stuff. It's stuff that he does outside of toys or used to do outside of toys, but very cool. And dude, big shout out to Where the Toys Are. That's another show. It's a podcast. If you're interested in that, Brent works at Super 7 in San Francisco. Super knowledgeable on just action figures in general, probably Star Wars specialty, really into 80s, 90s stuff. Sam Supa also. Super knowledgeable guys, super nice guys. So if you're looking for another podcast that's circled around toys that you're looking for, Where the Toys Are, always good folks there. Check them out and check out that episode with Kajiki, man. That was super interesting, man. It's probably a good 20 minutes that he's on there. But good. And you're right, dude. I thought that was very cool. So Sam bought the GI Joe pack, the double pack that he had. And one thing that he mentioned was, he goes, dude, I felt like I was stealing it from you. And I think it was like $60 for the two, not a piece. It was $60 for the two. And I'm like, wow, for 5.5 scale custom. Wow, that's pretty legit. But you're right, dude. I think it's cool that when we first started talking to Where the Toys Are, they were kind of getting into this. They wanted to know more about this bootleg thing. And that was our first interview that we did outside of Toys Alive, was for them. And that was almost a year. That was about a year ago. But they were very interested. They see people come in and out of their shop all the time, looking for action figures, and they know about Healy Made. They know about Killer Bootlegs. They're very knowledgeable. And the cool thing is once Brent started following me, I've seen him comment and like a lot of other stuff from our immediate neighborhood. And so that kind of was a good crossover. Because they're primarily stuff off the shelves, which is cool. Like I said, they're super knowledgeable about Star Wars stuff, but they also have just a love for action figures and toys in general, and have definitely dipped into this community, which I think is super sick.
I have to agree. Hey, speaking of jumping into this community, you want to pull in Ordinary Toys? The first heads tonight is chilling in the waiting room there. I've started getting names loaded up into the Wonder Wheel. So if anybody would like to end up in the wheel tonight for some of the giveaway prizes that we're going to be giving away, please chime in, say you're here. I'll try and catch you as we're hanging out. Otherwise, if you guys don't know this individual, I think we've been talking about them probably the last month frequently. They kind of came out of nowhere and have just been doing insane work right off the hop. I think the first time we pulled them up actually was because I was drooling over their website and how organized and beautiful it was. And then it's just been hit after hit after hit since that, man.
Yeah, 100%, man. And it's everything, right? It's the figures, it's the idea, it's the quality, it's the cards, bro. Like, we're going to talk about that a little bit. Like, where the hell did that come from? That just absolutely blew my mind. Jersey Devil. The artwork is just another. The packaging's great. The figures are great.
Can you hear
there he is.
Oh,
yes.
What's up, guys?
Another mask. Yeah.
How's it going, man?
What's up, man?
What's happening? Thanks for having me on, man. This is cool.
Absolutely, dude. Thank you for wearing a mask. That was killer.
Yeah. I remember somebody saying it was some kind of tradition. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do that. This is a mask I made. This is from the NES, Jason.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, from the Nintendo. I was one of those NES Jason for Halloween one year.
Nice, dude. Those colors are sick.
Yeah, I painted that up one time, man. It was pretty cool.
Nice.
But so how's everybody doing tonight, man?
Very good, dude. How are you?
I'm chilling, bro. Chilling. Really.
Good.
Time.
I've got to say, I love how every time somebody shows up into the mask, I'm the one who's like, oh, fuck. And B is like, yes, another mask. Also, shout out to Barrio Boba. Oddly enough, I think it was Barrio Boba who first actually schemed with Death and Strawberries and somebody else to show up wearing beards. And ever since they showed up with fucking beards, everybody has decided that a mask is necessary or some kind of...
Yeah, I got both. I'm too lazy to shave, so I got this Santa Claus thing going on.
You know what's funny, man, is I think me and Crumbs are the only ones probably who have not worn a mask on the show. But I get excited every time that we do that because I have this big stupid idea that one day we'll have enough of those and we'll do some sort of like memory game. We'll try to like guess who, right? Like who's behind the mask. And that'll end up to be stupid and a waste of time. But
gotta be filler. Be pretty cool.
Dude, so let's jump right in, man.
Right.
Where are you from?
I am from New Jersey, right on the Jersey Shore, but we're not like those douchebags from that show. I promise you, we're nothing like that. Those guys, they ruined our reputation, man. But yeah, I'm from Long Branch, New Jersey. It's right by Asbury. I don't know if you're familiar with any of that stuff.
No, never been back there, but
okay.
You know, I was looking at the Jersey Devil and I was thinking, shit, dude, I usually try to look to see where people are from, but I'm thinking Jersey Devil. I'm sure that's our folklore here. It's just like some monster that roams the woods or whatever. But yeah. Well, the artwork's dope and the figure's dope, dude.
Thanks,
so
man.
You came into the scene. When would you guess that you came in?
It was around November last year.
Holy shit.
I mean, but I found out about the scene back in like 2017. I used to do toy photography on this page. It was called Edwin 80s. And I started that in like 2016. And then and I did some customs, like I got some customs here. I don't know if you could see it, like I would paint that and kit bash that stuff. And I did a lot of stuff like that. Just I painted those stuff. I would get into that. And then here's the only one I ever did of like a vintage one. That was the oh,
that's sick.
That's from Super 7. And it was one of the Iron Maiden figures. And when it like popped out of the box, the whole thing just fell apart. So I was like, oh, I guess I'll just use that for something else. And I did that for about like 4 years up until 2020. But like one thing I always wanted to do was make 5-point of articulation figures. And I really had no idea how to go about doing that, because like the information on how to do a 5 POA figure, even like a custom, I had no way of knowing how to do that. Like with the GI Joe, it's just a screw. The whole thing falls apart. You can do whatever you want with them.
Sure.
And then like maybe like in I think it was 2017. Yeah. Somebody shared a Healing Maid figure. It was those Healing Maid Star Wars wrestlers. And I recognized it as like I recognized the heads. They were vintage heads, and I was like, whoa, like how did that guy do that? How did he get those heads on there, man?
Yeah.
And so I decided to do some research, and I looked on his page and I saw resin and molds. And as soon as I saw molds, like my mind immediately, because I was in that retail toy world, that's all I would collected. So I'm thinking like the homeboy's got I'm thinking my man has machinery up in his house. And I'm like, well, that's out of my price range. So I just completely like abandoned the idea. And then shortly after that, someone had shared a picture of the Phantom Star Killer from Killer Bootlegs. This was back in again in 17. I think this was around the time when Killer Bootlegs was selling those the water pistols that had his name on them. I don't know if you remember those. This was way back then. And I recognized it as a custom immediately because, like I said, I was so entrenched in the retail toy world that I would have known that thing was being sold by like a conglomerate or something. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So, but as soon as I saw the 5 points of articulation, I was like, yo, how did this guy do this, man? And like, I had to know, man. And So I did some research on that, and again, I saw the resin and molds, and I was like, wait a minute, like resin makes that, you know, like I gotta know how to do this, man. And there was a podcast I think he had called the Killer, what was it called, the Resin Cast podcast or something like that. You guys
The
remember
killer
that?
bootleg one.
Yeah, it was called the Resin Cast podcast or something like that.
See, I didn't even know it was called Resincast podcast. I know that Killer has one on SoundCloud that's literally just like the Killer bootleg.
Okay.
Like show,
Okay.
I guess.
And I remember like it was way back then, like I was listening to that podcast all the time, and he would always have like guests on and stuff like that. And he would always ask him like, what are your like your advice for new people getting in, and then people would talk about stuff and things like that. And he said once, because the one thing that everybody mentioned all the time was like a pressure pot. You know, it was one thing like when I'm looking up the resin and I was looking up the silicone, when I Googled that stuff, I saw this wiki page where I'm sure a lot of people saw it. It's the one where the dude takes the Tron figure and he puts it in the cup and he makes like a statue out of it. So as soon as I saw that, I was like, it's that easy, you know, like, holy shit. Like, you mean to tell me like I can make toys in my basement, dude? Like I'm thinking like, because I used to collect these figures from these guys in GI Joe. It was called I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank here. Red Laser Army and Black Major. These dudes used to make like these custom O-ring GI Joes back in the day, and I remember like the one guy, Black Major, I think he said like his stuff went overseas. So when
he's still around. He's still around.
Okay, yeah, I haven't bought anything from him for a while. I got a lot of his stuff, and but when I found out that you could do this in your basement, I was like, this is like incredible. You know what I mean? It was like, I want to do this immediately, you know? And so when I was listening to the podcast and people kept talking about pressure pots, you know, because like I was in that euphoria stage where I forgot to really kind of look like, well, there's no articulation in that figure, of that Tron figure that I was looking at. I just saw this figure and I was just so amazed. But then I was like, oh, well, there's articulation, and how does he color it, and and there were more things that I had to kind of find out. So when the people on that podcast were talking about pressure pots, and then that guy Killer Bootleg said, hey, if anybody ever wants to like ask me a question, or if you have any questions about how to do this, you can hit me up. So I did. This was back on the Edwin 80s page, you know, and he told me about the pressure pots. He sent me a picture of like this setup of like 3 of those Harbor Freight Tools pressure pots, I think it was. And I went out and bought one of those. Like, I don't know this guy. I just want to make it clear, I don't know this dude, you know, personally. Like, I don't have a relationship or anything. I'm dropping his name a lot and shit, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to. But and then he told me about Moldstar 15 Slow. So I started making toys like that. And well, I didn't really start making toys. I was very arrogant, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, hell yeah, man, I'm gonna knock this out of the park. It's gonna be great, you know. But it was a total disaster. Like, I walked in there like Ric Flair, but you know, it totally sucked, man. You know what I mean? Like, this thing was leaking all over the place, man. And I got kind of like discouraged. I was like, dude, man, like I thought I was gonna kill this, but it didn't work out at all.
Yeah.
And I started creating like characters, you know, like I created that Celestitron guy back then.
Yeah.
And
wow.
The Dr. Omni guy that's mentioned on the back of the Celestitron package, he was another figure. And then that I was planning on making. And then there was another figure that I was planning on making. I was going to come out with these 3 guys. But I made the one guy, and like I said, it was a complete disaster. So I just kind of like took a break for a little bit. And that's when I started making when I got back into it, I started making the hands with like these little things right there. Like, this is the Archie McPhee. Yeah. This is not this is the rubber thing that I found. This is that Archie McPhee hand. And,
gotcha.
I found this on the street. I was just like walking down the street one day and I saw it on the ground.
Wow.
I was like, you know, instead of going for the gusto and trying to make like a full figure, you know, I'm just gonna maybe take a step back and do this with some what was it called? Amazing casting resin. Like, you can buy that stuff in like a craft store. And then here's the first one. This is the first. I have the first one I ever made. That's it right there. I painted this one.
That's not bad.
And yeah, I just, you know, kind of like a severed hand. Now, I know Crumbs was talking about like, it's like a vent. You were looking for vents and stuff. It's just I hot glue this thing to the bottom of a cup and just stick it in there. That's what this is, bro. That's the mold for the hand. There's no vents or anything like that.
So
It's
why I
just like-
find that so funny though is admittedly, like if you talk to the average toy maker, one of the first things they have a pain in the ass with is bubbles in the fingers. And most
Yeah.
always have to start thinking of ways to vent to those fingertips to prevent bubbles in the fingers. And here you are just like, I'm just gonna do the hand. And you just
Yeah.
nailed it.
And just glued it into the cup like this. Even you can see the shape of it is still the plastic cup. But I think because like the vent, you know, I mean, it's the massive wrist. That's so like all the air bubbles are just going to swim right to the top. That's why I don't even put this in a pressure pot. I've never even had a single problem with this. And now I use it as a dump mold. Like, you know, you were amazed like at that black and white thing. That's not like expertly crafted at all. That's just me dumping extra
See,
resin
okay.
into a mold.
No. And you might say that. And you know what? Like, okay. Because like, yeah, I get it. There's like your pour. But the reality is that the black to white gradient is actually a huge pain in the ass for a lot of people, man. And I mean this with like, I'm not trying to blow smoke up your ass. I have requested a lot of black and white pieces. More often than not, you get grays or cows.
Okay.
It's just how it happens.
Yeah.
And no complaints to anybody I've ever asked for that. That's part of what's cool. But when I'm asking for a particular piece, I get to see all the varieties that come out. But to get that black and that white, that is really difficult for a lot of other makers in the scene, man. To be honest with you, with a really
I have not been
clean,
able to do
tight
that with
gradient.
actual pieces. Like you know what? When I was making that black and white piece for you, I was using the Jersey Devils. Like they were coming out sloppy. Like see that? Like it was nasty.
Gorgeous. Oh,
like those were nasty. Those were the ones I was going to make for you, but they were just coming out disgusting. I didn't like the way they looked, man. You know what I mean? But that's what I was kind of casting like a lot. Like I casted a ton of these hands. I have these things all over my house. Like I've got tons of these. Like it's glow in the dark. My daughter painted this one when she was a little girl. Like this one's got glitter and all kinds of stuff. And I don't even set them up around the house. I was just casting so many because I was like, holy shit, I have a successful cast. I was just so happy. The figures were such a failure, you know, then it was just like, yeah, man, I'm casting hands. So I was just casting them one after the other and just going crazy with them. And then I had a friend of mine who I was telling him about this stuff. He's like, yo, man, I'm getting into this resin casting thing, man. And he was amazed by it, that I could like reproduce like this hand. He was like, oh my God, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen. So he gave me one of these little Palmer Cyclops figures.
Jersey Devil.
There it is. That's the Jersey Devil, man. And when I casted this, what I did was I got the original run right here. This is the first one I ever casted. Now I was originally going to paint these things. They weren't going to be Jersey Devils. I was kind of imagining them as like a Dungeons and Dragons type monster. You know, that's why I painted them up and stuff. So I took this and I turned it into this. Like I cut the hands away and took like a hair dryer and kind of like melted slightly, like softened the plastic, if you will, and put the hands out, and I glued hands to it, glued all kinds of parts to it just to kind of give it like its own little armored look there. And like I said, I was never intending these to be Jersey Devils. I was going to make 3 of them. I only made 2. I never really got far with this, but I made this wizard one. I don't know if you can see that.
No, I've got to know. Did you originally make 3 because of anything to do with where your name came from for Ordinary Toys?
Oh, my name from Ordinary Toys has ridiculous origins.
But I just thought maybe because if it had anything to do with that, because I know there was 3 there.
No, when I was a kid, when I was in my 20s, I was in like an apartment rap group with 3 of my like very good friends, man. And we called ourselves the Ordinaries. And it was just, we were just getting ripped and wasted constantly. And my best friend Joe is like my brother, man. He has like nothing but DJ equipment, you know, turntables, mixers, records as far as the eye could see, man. And all kinds of CDs. He's like a rap encyclopedia, you know, like if they have a rap Jeopardy, bro, I'm telling you, he's going to be like 15-year in a row champ. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's indisputable, bro. I'll put him up against anybody for real. And so we would, like I said, we would be up in his apartment just getting wasted and just on the mic, and you know, we just idiots, you know, that's all it was. But I always liked that name Ordinary. You know, I just thought it was really cool and it just sounds good. I just like the way it rolls off the tongue, and it just, I don't know, it just fits, you know. I'm ordinary. It's just, I'm just chilling, you know what I mean? Something like that.
That's
But
dope, man.
thanks. But yeah, once I started making these, and then like I had big gaps in between, like where I wasn't doing anything at all. Because what I would get like on these two were like little micro bubbles. And at that time when I was making these, I had no idea what these were. Like if you can't really see it because it's so white and shiny, but there's so many micro bubbles in this thing. Like it was like a kind of like a mess, you know what I mean? So I didn't know anything about the gassers, and every time I got into like a hurdle, it was more of like, oh man, like now I'm taking like 15 steps back and now I got to worry about this. I was getting like disgruntled and shit, you know what I mean? So as I just kept plugging along, like I got a bunch. These are like my originals, like from Amazing Casting Resin. And I was going about the venting like completely all wrong. I mean, some of my shit looked like spider webs because I was thinking of venting stuff in the sense of like almost like a model kit, you know, when you get it out of it, it's got the sprues all over it. I wasn't right, and it was like just vents everywhere.
A tree, like a full tree.
A tree, exactly like a tree. And I wasn't, that's how I was approaching these molds. Like, dude, check these molds out, bro. You want to talk about wasting money, man? Look at the size of this fucking thing, bro.
Wow.
This is absurd. And I don't even know what this is for. I can't even discern what the hell is in this thing, man. Like, look at that, bro. I don't even, and I chopped it up. I would use it as parts, man. You know, I got another one here. Like this is, I didn't even know it did that. I had no idea that was going to bust apart like that. But like, I was wasting so much money. I remember when I first like told my wife, I was like, yo, I'm going to start selling figures. She was like, all right, well, you know, you got to kind of figure out how much money you made. And I was like, yo, baby, that shit's gone. Like that money ain't coming back. You know, you could forget it. And you gotta, you know, let's be realistic. And plus it's like, I was like, you really trusted me to write all that stuff down, you know? Ordinary Toys is a fly-by-night operation. We don't do bookkeeping over here, you know?
Bro, but I think what's very cool about that though, it's like you just put it right out there in the open. Like, forget the money right now. This isn't about money right now. This is not a money-making endeavor for me right now. It will be, but not right now.
Yeah. And this was over the course from like 2017 until 2022, you know, like I had massive gaps where I just didn't do anything at all. And so I kept trying to like plugging along. Like I was doing a lot of this stuff, like the small stuff with the little guys. But because of the air bubbles and the micro bubbles and just the idea that now I had to get a degasser and it was just more money, it was just like, I'm really spending a lot of money into this stuff, man. And it's not really. But I was also comparing myself to like the pros, you know what I mean? Like I'm looking at killer bootlegs and guys like Dollar Slice and Has No Talent, and I'm comparing my stuff and I'm like, this is garbage compared to that. I was kind of approaching it in a really wrong way, you know? And I just kind of had to like take a step back. So around 2020, I was still doing the toy photography thing. And I was just kind of sick of it. I'm like, you know, I keep taking pictures of other people's stuff, man. I got to start doing my own thing. I really want to do this resin casting thing. So I went on to YouTube and just figured, hey, because back then, like I said, there was no information at all on how to do articulation. Like I had no way to go about it, man. And I didn't want to keep bugging artists and stuff. Like I felt like a pest, you know what I mean? Like I'm gonna keep bugging this guy. Some people, and understandably, they wouldn't answer, and that's fine. They don't have to answer. I get that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna bug some pro, you know? And but I went online, man, on YouTube. It was around 2020. And I stumbled upon, dude, the Craftsman, Steady Craft. It was like straight up angel from heaven, bro. And I'm not even remotely religious, for real. You know, like this dude was the best. I found that video where he was doing the biker scout trooper. And he had that mold where he made that thing perfectly. And I was like, yo, that's exactly what I need. Like that's it, bro, right there. And I made these molds. These were the molds right here that I made the Renegade Commandos. These are dead now. That was it, man. And these helped me, man.
So that first rave that you dropped,
was made with these molds. Oh yeah. Oh, you mean like, can I cast them again? No, I can't.
They're toast, eh?
They're toast. I gotta redo everything. Because I remember you mentioned that holster, like the little tab on that holster, it finally ripped off. when I made my last Renegade Ghost for I think it was PK Mains is his name. He bought
PK
like,
Mates, he is in the house. What's up,
Dylan.
PK Mates?
what's up, PK Mains? How you doing? He bought all my guys. So anybody who got like all my stuff, like who bought like the whole run, which is only him, Uncle Spank, and I did one also for Colin Has Been Toys when I traded him
Nice.
the Celestitron for that awesome
Slothra.
yeah, man, I love that Slothra figure. That thing is sweet, dude. He's got skills.
Absolutely.
Man. That thing,
Absolutely.
I can't wait to see that episode next week. That's going to be a good
100%, dude. Agreed.
Yeah. And I traded him a Celestitron. And you know what? He's the first guy who ever bought one of my figures. And he's also the first guy to get a Celestitron.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think his story post is actually what turned almost all of us, to be honest with you. I think B to the J and I both saw Has Been post your piece in his story. And right away we were like, who the hell is this?
Bro, 100%. I remember looking at that
over
and being
there
like,
and
thank you.
brains
I
started
appreciate
exploding.
it. Thanks, man. Thanks.
I remember seeing that and being like, what the fuck is that? And him calling up, I'm like, yo, who is that, dude? And he's like, Ordinary Toys, man. And I think I probably tried to hit you up right away and was just like, man, so how do I get one of those?
Yeah,
I mean,
you were actually, because I of course I kept track. You were the second one no, you were the third guy. The second one to get something off me was Perfloss.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool, man. I mean, that support, dude, when I got that, my mind was blown. I couldn't believe it, man. I'm still real grateful for that. But like these molds are dead, but this was not the original. Arcade Void was kind of happened by accident. These molds were meant for a different figure. It was this guy right here. I don't know if you could see him.
Oh, that's dope.
This guy's name is Zoist. He's a character I created back in 2010. And as you see, it's the same exact body as the Renegade Commandos. It's the Bespin Luke Skywalker with the Boba Fett arms, but I was adding paint apps to everything. You know, like I painted all of it up. And when I was kind of like going, and I even had I made a header card for it. Like the original series I was going to come out was going to be called Prisoners of Dimension 666.
Well, that's dope, man. And that artwork's all done by you, right?
Yeah, I draw all that shit, man.
Yeah, that's dope. Dude, did you say 2010?
Yeah, I created this character back in 2010.
Oh, we'll get to those card backs. Holy smokes, bro. What the hell?
And this is a rough one. Like this was like his little story. Just to give a little synopsis of the character and like the whole Prisoners of Dimension 666 thing. And
now, for those who don't know, and I know it will be changing soon, but you hand drew every single individual backer before, correct?
Yeah, everything, man. I hand drew everything. But not like I hand drew the picture, like the copy.
Yeah, the preliminary.
Yeah, the preliminary. Yeah, hand draw it, I ink it, and then my wife brings it to work, makes copies. And then I yeah, hell yeah, dude. Let me tell you something, without my wife, I'd be a mess, dude. Nothing would get sold. I'm the artist, dude. She is the brains, like in terms of money and finance. You know what I mean? I couldn't do anything without her, man. You know? So you can thank the reason those things get shipped out.
Our faces about what we're missing. Thank you so much, Ordinary.
Dude, I'm completely irresponsible. Man. You know, I can't be trusted with shit. You know, I'll tell you that right now, bro. But,
man.
But yeah, and she makes the copies, but I got to the point where now I have to make like I went to Staples and I started making color copies of everything because I can't. I'm running out of ink on the pens, you know what I mean, and the markers that I use. It's getting costly. Like I'm paying like $14 for a marker, you know, especially because I'm using Copics, things like that. You know what I mean? Like I want to use good markers, but so I have one colored copy that I use now, and I just make copies of that for the Celestitrons, and I'll probably be doing that in the future, except for the Jersey Devils. Those I did because I wanted to match the color to the figure. So I did all those by hand, and you know, if I make any more, I'll continue to do those by hand. But I want to kind of get into the computer art thing. You know, I got to get away from just the hand drawn stuff and do more computer art so I can get more vibrant stuff. Like I just want to kind of evolve, you know what I mean, and do better shit, you know.
Yeah.
And, but
if you don't mind me asking, what do you do outside of toy making?
I'm a mailman.
Nice.
Yeah. So, and it's kind of cool because I get to wander the streets all day and daydream. So that's why I come up with all these ridiculous stories on the back of the toys, you know.
Yeah,
What's up?
absolutely, man. Wow.
Yeah.
The Celestitron. Now, what year did you say you made that? Was that way back in 2010? Or that
No,
was
the
2017?
Celestitron came around in 2017 when I found out about resin casting. And I was like, dude, back then I was reading a lot of HP Lovecraft. Like, so a Celestitron was originally conceived as kind of like an outer space Cthulhu priest. Where like he's got the tentacles and stuff. I have the prototype right here.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
where I came up with the tentacles and stuff. I kind of like the idea of him being like some kind of monster that was hidden under the technological helmet type thing, but you could see like those are Bosk feet. These are Bib Fortuna legs, and these tentacles, they came from this guy. It's just some craft store octopus.
Oh shit.
Nice.
Nice.
That came together really well, dude.
And
Yeah.
but I have the arms. Like now, if you compare the arms, here's what the arms look like before I cast them. Now you see how high up they are. Like that's just the way they naturally sit.
Gotcha.
When I made him in the mold, I had to use these tiny little pins to kind of like pin him down, because this whatever this plastic is made of, it's so strong. Like even the clay that I was holding down to make the mold with, it just kept popping out, dude. And it was driving me insane. And I was like, I got to come up with something, bro. Because I
End up
need this
wasting
figure made.
silicone casting that up.
No, you know what? Because
Nice.
I kept the pin. What comes out is so tiny, you know, because these pins are so incredibly thin. You probably can't see it, but it
Oh,
worked. You know.
I meant before you pinned them. Did you already try and cast it once while it was?
Oh no,
rubbery,
no,
did it-
not at all. No, absolutely not. No, because I was like, dude, there's no way. It would look. I have a picture of what it looks like. It was like all up in his chest, like the tentacles like up in his throat, and I was like, that shit's gonna look corny as hell, too. I can't put that out there, you know, like that's absurd. But and originally, like the Celestitron was going to be part of that Prisoners of Dimension 666 thing. And the reason why I didn't come out with this guy right away was because I ran into like a pricing issue. I was going to put it out for originally $35, but I know this dude, man, who's like one of them college educated artists, you know, like he's like in the art world and shit. He was like, and I was telling him about resin casting. I was like, yeah, man, I'm making these figures because we're the same age. We're into like old toys and shit like that, you know? And we would always talk about that stuff. And I was like, yeah, man, I'm making toys. Like, you know, I'm resin casting stuff right now. And he goes, oh yeah. So what are you doing? You painting them up? And I'm like, yeah, I'm painting them, dude. And he goes, how long does that take you? And he was just asking me like real questions, dude. And I was just like, you know, this and this and that and that and that and this. And like, and then he goes, how much you putting them up there for? And I was like, $35. And I swear to God, bro, I'll never forget the look on my man's face. It was like, he looked at me like I was absolutely insane.
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, he was like, what? Like, you need to put them up there for like $85. And my mind, I was like, what, bro? $85. And that just kind of halted me in my tracks. You know what I mean? I was like, there's no way I can jump out of the gate with a freaking $85 toy. That's absolutely absurd. You know, so I kind of ran into that little hurdle. And I actually one time, like I timed myself. And I paid myself New Jersey state minimum wage, which was like, I don't know, $12.50. I just like calculated it that way. From the moment I took the molds out of the thing and mixed the resin, while I waited for it to cure, I'd color the header cards. And the price was like, you know, it was like asking you to choose between your grocery bill for the week and the toy. And it was just like, dude, I'm just forget. I threw that right out the window, that concept. I was like, I'm not doing that, bro. But I still like kind of like didn't really realize, or I didn't really know like how I was gonna price them, you know, because I was like, I had him like in the back of my mind, you know what I mean? And he was just looking out for me, you know, he just like, you know, he didn't want to screw me over or anything like that. So one day I was off from work and I was casting those same Zoist figures, those black figures, and I got bored and I casted a red one. And this is the one. That's the dude that came. This is where Arcade Void came from. I had no idea that these chests were going to come out translucent. So I was like, holy shit, because if you look here, like I'm using the same resin. It's the chest is smooth cast 325. So on the black, it comes out opaque, but on the red, it came out translucent. And I was like, yo, this looks really cool, you know? And for the arms, I use SRC Flex at 90, and I use their pigments. So it had like kind of like opaque pigments, sorry, and that clear chest. So I was like, whoa, these look really dope, man. Like I can do something with these, you know what I mean? And I was kind of like solved my dilemma of coming out. I can make a cheap toy now. So I was like, I don't have to feel bad about putting out a, you know, $35. There it is. And I could just add a couple paint apps. And then I thought of making like, I mean, that day, man, I was casting everything. I casted the jetpack. Here's the jetpack mold, by the way. This thing, it's completely shot. It's just, it's absolute garbage now. It was made with Umu. I had some Umu liner. Everybody knows Umu's not that great, man. The tear strength of that is absolute trash, you know.
Everybody tries it at first, though. Everybody goes to Umu at first, it seems.
Absolutely, because you know what? It's inexpensive and it's quick. And I'm impatient. And I was like, now I use 20T. I like 20T a lot. And 20T I put right in the pressure pot, squeezes the air bubble. So I don't have a degasser. I never got around to getting that. And but you put it in the pressure pot and it works fine. It squeezes those air bubbles out real good. And but anyway, yeah, so I was casting all kinds of heads, man. I was finding like the werewolf head, the demon head. And I was doing all this stuff, man, casting it all that day. And I made the first one I made of the werewolf, because the pigment didn't come out. I made that one with food coloring, like the chest. The pigment is food coloring on the chest. It actually worked out. I'm shocked.
Wow.
So there's that one. And then I just like, I was trying out different colors, you know.
Would it have
like,
been alcohol food coloring?
I guess it was food coloring I got from like a grocery store. I don't know if it's alcohol food coloring.
Because resin hates water, so that's why I was like, whoa, wait a minute. What?
Okay, then that explains. I'll once we do that giveaway, I'll explain something to you about that water thing, man. And but I was playing with it. Like, here's the renegade demon. Here's the first renegade demon I made. Like it was just, I was just playing with different colors to see what I want. But I ended up going with like more of a Halloween, like red, green, and purple. I mean, black, green, and purple for him.
I love that headset, man. That's sick.
Yeah, you know what? It's supposed to. This was from a GI Joe figure. It was from a lift ticket. This was supposed to be like a headset, but sometimes it wouldn't cast, so I just ended up cutting it off, and I was like, I'll just have like headsets. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, but here's that's the real one. You know, that's
nice.
I don't have any of these left. I sold out of the demons. I sold out of the androids. I only got a couple left of the other ones, so I don't. And but I think if I do, oh no, it absolutely is. I love it. You know, I'm very happy about all that. But if I do them again, I'm kind of retool them. Like I wanna do like a different version, like a different style of them and stuff. You know what I mean? Like I'll keep them 3.75, but I want to use a different body, just to kind of upgrade them and stuff. And then it's kind of where it's at. And then, you know, I got that Lost Ronin figure right now that I'm working on.
That one's dope, man. That one.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, I was looking at your account again before we got on, and that's another dope one, dude. I think we were talking before. You were trying to match that colorway of that first hand that you sent me. But yeah, dude, that's another dope one.
That's him right there.
Yes, dude.
Yeah. Now that chest piece right there, I took that off of the original of this guy. Like, remember that wizard I showed you? He had that chest piece. But then, because I was getting distracted, I do that a lot. Like, I'll see something out of the corner of my eye, and I'm like, well, I got to fix that. I got to like cast that or something, you know. I then just start coming up with stuff. And so I was just ripping stuff off. Like, this is an ammo belt from a GI Joe figure, and I cut it and added it to the shoulders there. And the back the back is a GI Joe backpack I had. It's from this guy Voltar. I think he came, it's either 87 or 88 GI Joe, but it was broken. So I glued this to the back. Like, if you like, this is all this is all one solid piece of resin right here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's a block. Like, this is not hollow. This is straight resin.
Oh,
like,
shit.
Where's that mold? I got the mold. Yeah. Here's the mold. It's just like, it's like pouring it into a cup.
Yeah.
And, so I figured I wanted to try magnets out, you know, but now I'm getting worried because I didn't know that magnets could lose their magnetism. You know, I heard you guys talking about that, man. I had no idea, but how long does that take? Because I read something that took like 100.
Probably a long ass time. And it's going to depend on the quality of magnets too, right? Like a lot of the times,
Yeah.
unfortunately, when people look at even like neolydium magnets, for one,
Yeah.
you want neolydium, but then like you can get stronger and stronger polarities. The other
Okay.
thing is that we're seeing a lot of people go over to GLiOS pegs because it does become a whole new expense, right?
Yeah.
I know somebody like One Trick Pony, he'll put sometimes 2 to 3 neolydium magnets in each shoulder socket, both the
Okay.
internal and external. Well, right there,
Yeah.
you have 12 magnets.
Yeah.
That's an absurd cost, but all of a sudden you start adding in like how many figures you're doing. If you do
Yeah.
5 figures, 12 per joint, 24 in total.
Jesus.
Well, if a pack of 100 is $20, damn,
Yeah.
that figure just used almost $11 of magnets, maybe $7,
Yeah, that's
$8
true.
in magnets.
Yeah. I think that's what I got is those neolydium things. I got it from this, I forget what the hell the name of the company was, but that one piece of that I won that time from Dark Rainbow Toys. I was asking him because I got to showcase that figure, man. That figure is so awesome. I was asking him. He's a real nice guy too, man.
Great dude.
I was asking him questions about magnets. He was hitting me off with information like that, man. Super cool dude.
Super cool,
And,
man.
Yeah. So with the Lost Ronins, I'm gonna do it to a couple different colorways. I figure because this is the original one. Like to me, this is his official colors right here. But I've got some like ideas to do different colorways because I think it's fun to do different colorways. You know, to have both of these guys and to give people a choice. You know.
Yeah.
And I also like there's one.
Damn, those are both great.
Like my wife has this bottle of Tresemme shampoo that I stare at the shower every morning, and it's black and gold. And I'm like, yo, I'm gonna do a fucking Lost Ronin of one of those colors, man.
Dude,
So
I just bought a family pack of that shit yesterday at the store, dude. That's what my daughter uses, shampoo and
Yeah.
conditioner.
Yeah, so I'm like washing up every day, like,
Yeah.
yo, look at that bottle. That's gonna be a dope color scheme. So, and I have to write everything down. You know, I got all other color schemes that I'm gonna be written down. So I'll get to them. You know, but I'm making a bunch of Celestitrons right now. Like I'm working on this. He fell apart, but I'm working on like this gold one. It's just pieces right now,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna do him up in these colors. I got. It's a GI Joe. I apologize for all the GI Joe references, by the way, guys.
You know, we love. You know,
Fucking
honestly, we love
fucking-
GI Joe. So it's
Thanks.
the more the better, man. Bring it on.
Yeah. But what I'm gonna do, this is a GI Joe figure. This is Sci-Fi version 2 from 1991. See that color scheme? I love that color scheme. I'm gonna do this Celestitron in this color scheme. But I figured I'll paint all the I'll just cast it in that orange, and then I'll just paint around it and stuff. It's because I don't really have too many good neon paints. I have this stuff right here, man. It's called deco art. It's like garbage, man. It's crap. It really is. Unless I'm doing something wrong with it, because I still am a novice after all.
Dude, I love that gray and yellow combo, man. That is dope.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
have
like
not
it's
seen
sweet.
that combo a lot. Here's a quick story for you about yellow and gray, dude. I first
Okay.
thought that was so sick when I was it was 1987, right? I
Okay.
lived in Half Moon Bay. The TNC surf was like all the thing, dude. And I had a gray and yellow fanny pack, and I thought that shit was so dope. I
That's
lost
sweet.
it. Yeah, and I left it on the bus the first day, and someone took
Oh.
it. I do remember what it looked like, and it was gray and yellow, and it was sick. But as for a figure, man, god dang, I'm thinking, dude, I don't think I have anything that's in gray and yellow with that combo.
I think
That's
it's gonna be
very
sweet, and
nice.
because if you look, he comes with he's got a silver backpack. So I casted this like pearlescent white backpack for him. You can't see it, but it's like this pearlescent. It's the same pigment I used for the Renegade Ghost that I was giving dudes. It's shimmery, you know. A lot of this stuff is from what is that company called? Solar Color Dust.
Yeah.
Color dust, man. MVPs.
Yeah, that's where I use like all my pigments and stuff like that, glow in the dark stuff. They're great, man. You know, I like that stuff a lot. And they give you free stuff too, you know, like they throw in like they were throwing in like this little glitter stuff that they gave me with some kind of like mascara, like brush. And I did that on these.
People don't play with mascara enough. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
They
Mascara
don't,
is a great medium, man. It's so cheap too.
Yeah. You could steal it too. You don't even have to pay for it.
There you go.
Shoplift that shit.
My sister got busted for doing that exact thing when we were kids, dude. That's so funny. I remember my parents were so pissed, dude, going down to the grocery store to pick her ass up. That's funny.
Yeah. But
here's the other one, dude. I didn't post this one this week, but I did take pictures of it. This is the Renegade Werewolf. Dude, the one thing that I like about this, and I saw it in your pictures a little bit, is that you have the weapon that actually fits in the holster, man. A lot of times the holster is just there, and there's not an actual hole in the bottom for it to hold the weapon. So the fact that it can go in there, that's sick, man. So the Arcade Void, is there more figures in that, or is that one
there will be, yeah, there will be after I want to get these Celestitrons made, and I'm going to be putting in a couple of those in the shop, because and then I want to get to these Lost Ronins, and then after that, then I'm going to start making I'm going to do the Dr. Omni figure, he's the guy who's the doctor who made, the Celestitron. Like, he's on the back of the header card of the Celestitron. He's like in that upper left hand corner, with the octopus creature. He was one of my original 3 figures, the Zoist and Celestitron and Dr. Omni. So I'm going to get to him, and then I'm going to make some of those, like the Virtue Zealot troopers. The Virtue Zealots, I kind of based them on like the parents' rights groups. That's what I was thinking about, like of the 80s, that always wanted to kind of wreck arcade machines and stuff. And then I got an idea for some like some other like kind of bad guys, because I figured there's 5 good guys and I'll make a couple bad guys, and then I'm going to do that. I want to try to look into, remember I casted that Nintendo.
Oh, yes.
That cartridge. I want to try to look into making like an actual, like getting stickers of arcade, or the Renegade Commandos, for like the arcade machine, and making like a hung, but I don't want to put this in a header card. This thing is heavy as hell. This thing,
I bet.
Yeah, like you could break a window with this thing.
Yeah, it's a weapon.
Here's the plan. We get stickers for those, and then we got to get a programmer in the scene to make a video game using the characters you've designed. We're going to put that on a Raspberry Pi. We're going to hollow out that video game. We're going to slide the Raspberry Pi in there. And $20, $35 maybe.
I think that's good. I'm with you. Wait, now what is a Raspberry Pi? You mean like the Ecto, like those pudding pies from back in the day?
No. Well, go ahead, Crumbs. I barely know what that is. I kind of know what that is, but Crumbs, go ahead.
I was talking to microcomputers, but I'll be totally honest. If you want to ship me a hollow one with an actual little Raspberry Pi in it, I think I would take that over it. Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking this is. I told you, man, I know nothing about technology. This could be some kind of jargon that I'm completely oblivious of.
It's some kind of weird, gross version of a cream pie, but with red stuff.
Oh, that time of the month, eh?
Yeah.
Nah, we're just going in hard with.
Oh, okay.
Anyways,
right. We're going into another show
toys.
Here.
Yeah,
toys. We got to get back on track here.
And I mean, even then, people might think we're talking about the wrong thing. So if we start chanting toys,
yeah. But yeah, with that Nintendo thing, I think I want to try to look into making like a box, like an actual like old school Nintendo box. But that's way out. That's way out. Yeah. And I got a bunch of other figures lined up. Like I have this one figure that I'm going to try to make. He's completely separate from, I just have the pieces. Like I don't have anything like molded or anything like that. I'm sorry. I know. It's just, I feel bad now. I don't want to get up and leave and go get it. That's the one thing that I didn't prep for.
All good.
Because I got to cast all that stuff. I mean, not cast it. I got to mold it. I still haven't molded any of that stuff, but I got them sitting in bags. I got plenty of work ahead of me, man. And and I got my daughter into it. She made a mold. It's all these
nice.
She made these little Care Bears. Tons of these Care Bears.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, and I got tons of them, dude. These are like
right. That's a claim.
these are dump mold. I use this as a dump mold, and this one came out perfect. Like the head is like all white and orange, and most of them are UV. Yeah,
so I love the pose on them.
It's like in here, this one. It's like this sweet little. I got my arms behind my back type thing.
It's not the typical Kenner action figure one. I like it.
Yeah, and I'm trying to get her into it. She's the artist, so I'm trying to get her into it just to kind of like pass it on. If I can make something out of this, But well, enough about me. guys want to do a giveaway?
Well,
Yes.
before we hop into a giveaway, though, I've got to point out because neither one of us mentioned it when you first came on. Your sweater is fucking rad, dude. That is
Yeah,
dope
thank you.
as hell.
This is another Halloween costume. I was robbing one year, but I refused to pay $150 for some fucking bullshit Burt Ward costume that I'm gonna wear once. So I was like, you know what, dude? I'm getting a hoodie, green pants, and I bought a pair of like green and yellow John Deere gloves. And I still use it to this day. I was like, I'm going practical on this shit, bro.
There you go.
Yeah.
So,
But
and also, I'm going to go back to the Care Bears for a quick second. Fun little fact.
Okay.
Care Bears, the animated show, was actually done here in Toronto,
no kidding.
even though I'm not in Toronto right now.
Alright.
And yeah, I like that little fact.
I could see, you know what?
Kid toy.
When I think about the animation of that show, it definitely was different than the usual American animation. You know, when you think about it, if you look at that, I am from that era. I do remember that stuff pretty well. So
Care Bears, yeah, dude. Care Bears were. My sister was so into Care Bears, it was stupid, man. Care Bears, strawberry shortcake, all that stuff. So
Do you
yeah,
remember the first Care Bear movie? How fucked
Oh,
that
yeah.
actually was?
probably, I probably saw it a million times, just don't remember it.
I liked
How
Rainbow
fucked
Bright.
it was. What was wrong with it,
I
Crumbs?
don't remember. Yeah, it was just really dark. The movie was just very, very
Really?
dark. It was.
Wasn't
it
there
was
some kind
meant
of
to be.
gloom guy? Wasn't there some kind
Yeah,
of like gloomy
exactly.
guy?
And he would end up, and there was also the cloud maker. There's also like a dude who makes clouds for the Care Bears where they live and stuff. It's just a
Yeah.
weird one, man.
I think I
Um,
might have seen that once, like back when it was new. If it wasn't action oriented or like bloody and horrified, you know, I had no interest back then.
Care Bears with blood and horror.
Yeah, I got
No,
to play with
ordinary-
toy guns back then.
Unlike B to the J.
Yeah,
Uncle Spank wants to know if you're wearing the green leotards with the sweater.
I have them on as we speak,
Oof.
and they're like in chainmail. What was it? He had like the fish scales or whatever.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Just
Kind
a
of
little
more.
speedo.
yeah,
Have you done,
that's
have
it.
you done any? Have you done any shows yet?
I have not, man. I've not done anything. I would like to, you know, like, but I really want to get my repertoire up. Like, I want to get all my figures up.
Yeah.
You know, like I,
Dude.
I want to have more than just Arcade Void and Celestitron and Lost Ronin. Like, I want to get a few guys up there. I would be very interested in doing that. What was that one the one you went to? What was it called?
Oh, assembly required.
That's it. Yeah, I'd like to do that. But
Great
that's
one.
like, you know, that's a way out. You know, North Carolina, like that's kind of far for me. But we vacationed there before in the Outer Banks, so I know what I'm in for with that drive.
Sure.
That's a long one, you know.
Oh yeah, you'd
What
be
a
driving now
sentence.
probably.
Well,
It'd be like 8 hours.
there down on the banks before.
Yeah.
You know, take a long drive.
Yeah.
Man, the family folk, we go down to the old springs there. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, it just sounded
Yeah.
really luxurious.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Now, ordinary man, you just randomly brought up a giveaway. Now, B to the J and I kind of know. We kind of teased a little bit because you showed us there.
Okay.
Were you talking about the giveaway that you've got going on there tonight? Did you want to show that off to folks and talk it
Yes.
up a bit?
All right, here we go. So what we're going to be giving away tonight is a Lost Ronin of Dimension 66. This is in Toys Alive logo colors. I did the green, you know, for the zombie head with those kind of creamy white eyes, you know, for the lightning bolt, the skull and the bat represent represent the lightning bolt. And of course the black and red for the lettering in the background here. And
So
here's the header card.
also, most of you guys don't know this. What's pretty cool about that is like I understand we use a lot of the blue and the pink, but realistic, we have this guy named Toy Fueled Frank. And Toy Fueled Frank is that like green, red, black, and that's what's so sick in my opinion.
Oh, okay.
That you've almost made like a Toy Fueled Frank Ronin.
There it
Yes.
is.
Dude, and you know what, man? I'll be honest with you, bro. I missed that shit in the chat. You know, that's one drawback of me and Crumbs having that same account is that when one of
Okay.
us reads a message, it goes dark. And so I totally missed that. That's the first time I'm seeing that.
That's
That
some
is
glitter in there.
That is
Put some
sick,
glitter in the
dude.
fingers. And here's the back
Oh.
of the card. I tried to approximate your logo as best as I could, man.
Dude, you
Bro.
crushed that. I was eyeing
Killed
that
it.
the other day. You crushed that, dude. Holy fuck.
And now I did not do magnet.
Wow.
I tried something. I only did magnet on the bat. The bat and the sword are UV. So I don't have my, oh, here it is. I don't know if you could see it. Whatever. It's UV. Just take my word for it. And but I did a peg this time. Because So see that? Like
Mm.
you can just pop that right in there and it's real tight. You can hear like the squeak. I don't know if you can hear that.
Yeah.
That's what
I
I
was gonna
want.
say, I loved that sound, man. I was on another
Yeah.
page there doing something. I just heard the like, I'm like,
Yeah.
"Ooh."
No, it's sturdy.
Dude.
It's real sturdy. Now, and I'll be giving the sticker pack away. Now, here's the thing that we're talking about with the water. And instead of painting the head, I just poured paint in the resin. And
Most
it had
do
like
acrylic paint. Everyone
It
tries
had
it
a-
at least once.
dude, it had a crazy chemical reaction. Like it kind of
Foam,
overflowed.
foam
Yeah, like
explosion.
like almost like a science project, like a volcano. Yeah, and I was like, yo, what's happening here, man? Because again, I'm so novice. I'm just trying shit out, bro.
Yeah.
So here's the hand. The hand it's all pitted
Oh shit.
like that, but it does stand. It will stand on your shelf. And here's the
And
head.
it's kind of sick.
Yeah, it looks like decayed and cool. And now check this out.
Yeah.
Here's the head. The head came out of the cage, and I see how it's all like pitted, but it's covered by this thin film of resin.
Oh shit.
Whoa.
So it's like this
That's
cool
filthy.
little, yeah.
Bro,
And I was like,
think of the possibilities with that shit. Think of the
Yeah.
possibilities with that, man.
yeah, and it looked pretty cool, man. So I'm gonna throw this in there with the stickers. So whoever wins can have all this. We should have the Price is Right theme song playing in the background when we do this.
No kidding, dude. Dude,
Okay,
what a
you know what, guys? I am trying to navigate these tiny little.
Sorry.
I'm like on a screen this big, and I've got like
I'm
so
sorry,
many
dude.
windows open.
I'm out of line. I'm new here. I gotta know my place, bro.
From now
My
on,
bad.
every time you say something that's out of line, you got to take off a piece of clothing. Uncle Spanks told me that was the rule.
Jesus Christ. He's been trying to get me naked since I met the guy. I only known him for 5 months. Jesus Christ.
Uncle Spank has that effect on people. That's why we call him the Uncle Spank, man.
So if you want to, yeah. So there you go, man. All this can be yours as the Price is Right. There you go.
All right, you man.
So-
For one, too, I want to make sure because of course we're laughing. We're talking about how rad that is, but incredibly generous of you, dude. And I don't want to
Oh, man,
overlook that fact. That's incredibly
No
generous
problem,
of you,
man.
dude.
Absolutely. I'm happy to be here, man. I'm having such a great time, man. You know, why not? Let's have fun.
You're insane.
And big thanks to you guys too, man. What you guys are
yeah,
doing here with this
relax.
scene, man, and the way you guys do this, man. You created a real cool environment, man. And that's really cool.
thank you,
man.
dude.
You guys are pumping up a lot of people's confidence out here, man. And that's what's up. You guys are solid for that shit, bro. For real.
Thank you. Thank you, bro.
It's
That
not
means a
us
lot.
though, man. That live chat, dude. In my opinion, that live chat keeps it freaking going. Anybody
up.
in the live chat though right now that didn't give a shout out and wants to win that beautiful friggin' last Ronin and the extra head with all the dope extra pitted resin covered goodness and the hand. Tell
I
us.
don't mind winning my own toy back, but you might want to take my
Oh
name.
yeah. Yeah. You know why I've got you in there though? Because I want to make sure that for the other giveaways later.
Oh,
we
yes,
got you
that's
in.
right.
So I've cut you
Yeah.
out, but I will remember to put you back in there.
Thanks,
Let me do
man.
a quick
I
little
appreciate it.
rundown of who we've got. So I've got Robert Bloom, Pocket Salsa, Nim Studios, Field One, Colin Hasbin, Shed Quarter Creations, Peter Moore, and Flex Sandvik, Baba Drock, Terrible Toyworks, Suki, Jazz Wizard, Vomiting Droids, Carolina Cool Cat, PK Mate, Bliss Receptor, Folklorian, Zemicode, and Strawberries, DT O'Keefe, Bootleg Poico, Von Fake Name, Brett Porpoise, King Dingus, Strife 7, Skyjacks, Mike Strapper, Daniel Anthill, Recycle Galaxy, Matt Matarino, Breakfast Wizard. If I didn't call your name, please let me know. Did you guys catch me say anybody twice? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Beautiful. I'm just going to kind of keep on circling over that for a second, make sure that
Dude, I am jealous of whoever wins that already, man. What a beautiful piece, dude. You
And this will
killed
be and because it's the Toys Alive, I'm not gonna reproduce this. I'll probably do
Dang.
another black and red combo, but I won't do the green head or the yellow bat. So this will be a one of a kind forever.
That's awesome, man. What a sick piece.
yo, that's
Thanks, man.
dude, that's very humbling. Just so you know that everything you're doing with that giveaway is incredibly kind in general, but the one of one colorway is very humbling, man.
Oh, that's no
You're a
problem, man.
special folk.
Oh, so are you, buddy. I appreciate it. You guys are cool. I mean that sincerely. I know I sounded disingenuous.
No,
It's just
I think all of us we've never been taught how to express genuine, sincere feelings. So when we do, we just sound sarcastic as fuck. That's what I'm gonna blame it on.
it's my dickish demeanor.
I'm trying to picture you now saying your wedding vows. I'll take you
Yeah,
the
fine.
rest of my life,
what I
I
said.
guess.
You want her? All right, fine.
Oh, jeez. Bayo Boba, man, good time to chime in. There's going to be a 1-of-1 Ronin going up for grabs. I'm going to toss you into the wheel now. I think I've given everybody a little bit of a chance.
Mario Boba, what's up?
Oh,
Uncle
dude,
Spank,
check this out, man. I got one of his little those
Oh,
guys. I don't have
Yeah.
it with me. I got one of those Barrio Boba. Like that thing is so sweet, dude. I got to
Yeah.
showcase some of this stuff, man.
Yeah, the homies and Star Wars MASH, dude. That's a
Yeah,
classic, dude. I think, yeah, for sure, dude. I think as far as the scene goes, dude, those are, in my opinion, those are like classic pieces, you know, if we're talking about from the last couple of years. Easily identifiable, man, like total nostalgic feels all over it. I love those things.
Yep. I remember collecting those homies, man, when I was like, you know, back in the day, getting them out of the candy machines, man. Those things are so cool.
Hey, what about, did you put Resin Blood on there?
I just tossed him on there. Yeah, you bet.
I've had it, kid.
And Uncle Spank, I'm so sorry, dude. Yeah, I've made sure that you're on there now. You're right above Resin Blood, but I did somehow miss adding you on there. I don't know how. The old Spanky do.
Spanky
KO,
do.
put me on the wheel, please. Mallow Toys, what is going on, homie? Good to see you there. If anybody hasn't been over to Mallow Toys page,
I'll just show it. Keep looking at it.
Yeah. Great piece, man.
Thanks.
All right, I'm gonna give her a spinny here now. I think we've given everybody a chance. There's 35 entries in here. We're gonna spin that wheel. Fletcher.
Mallow Toys, what's up? How you doing?
Oh, and that's what I was gonna say. I'll say in a second. Breakfast Wizard.
Breakfast Wizard. Congratulations, Breakfast Wizard. Message me your address and I'll send it out to you, buddy. Congratulations.
Oh,
very nice.
Breakfast Wizard, I believe, is actually a new one in the chat tonight as well. I'm not familiar with seeing them there, dude.
And you know what, dude? Really good timing because my my Instagram was going off and said that here we go. Breakfast Wizard just ran a story and put a screenshot of all of us on there. So perfect timing. Thank you, Breakfast Wizard. Talk about instant karma for you, my friend.
Congratulations. I hope you don't live in Indochina.
No, let's talk about shipping.
Yeah.
You know, I have said it before, though. That wheel seems to just magically know when somebody's got to get a little karma break, it seems.
Yeah. It's a good wheel.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
Man.
Dude, ordinary, man. That was an absolute beautiful package there. Is there
Absolutely,
anything
man.
that we haven't touched on or picked your brain about? You've been showing us a bunch of rad stuff. We haven't really been picking your brain all that much. What's one of your favorite toys on the market at the moment?
You mean like one of the like artists wise?
Anything.
Yeah. Oh, I got to go with Titty Bean, man. That dude with that Bosque piece that he just did, man. That thing is so sweet, man. I want to see a show of that dude. Screw the human Mandalorian people. I want to see, I want to see monsters and stuff. You know what I mean? Like that's the kind of show I want to see. A show with that dude in it, man. That
do
dude
you
has a story.
He does, man. Do you have any pieces from him?
No, I don't, man, because I'm so new to all this. Like when I came into the scene, like I left in 2020, I completely stopped on Instagram. And then when I came back in 2022, apparently that's when everybody got on 2020. So when I was disappeared, everybody got on, and I had no idea half these artists even existed until I started getting followed by these people. I'm like, who is this? Who is that? Like, wow, these people weren't around when I was, tinkering around with the game. But
yeah,
there's so much talent out there, man. It's crazy, man. Holy cow, this thing blew up. It really did, man. And I love it.
100%.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, 100%, dude. And that's interesting what you just said, man. I haven't really talked to a lot of people who were in it before, and then 2020 rolled around and kind of got out of it. I think for the most part, Crumbs, you probably agree that the majority of people that we see, even as I'm looking in the chat right now, that same era, right? 2020, 2021, right around there, COVID started, and here comes all these artists and collectors and whatnot. But yeah, that's cool, man, to get back into it. And then you see it and you're just like, holy shit, this thing blew up a little bit.
Yeah. And it's great, man. And it came at a great time. Like, I love it. I love being here, man. I'm just having a great time. And I'm really enjoying every minute of it, man. I'm real happy. Chilling.
Sweet. Ordinary.
That's it. So
Just kind of being ordinary, just chilling.
Yeah. That's how it goes, man.
I'm gonna force you two to hold down the fort for a quick second while I run away for a moment.
Okay.
I'm gonna
you do that.
All right.
You do that. Dude, so you said you have another drop of the Celestratron coming out. Is that going to be the golden black?
It'll be the golden black, and I'm gonna do. I'm painting. I don't know. It's behind the computer. I'm doing original ones. You know, because I figured I put those in the shop. Just to complete, you know, more arcade void style ones. You know, like the one you have,
Yeah.
like the original.
Yeah.
And then I'm just gonna play with some more colorways. There's still plenty of life left in that mold, so I just want to get as much of it out of it as I can. And then once that's all done, I figure I need to sell those. I need to make some money because I'm gonna have to buy, like, I can't, for these Lost Ronins, I need a lot of resin. I
Yeah.
use Smooth Cast 325 for that body.
Yeah.
So and it, like I said, it takes a lot of resin. I'm gonna have to get like a big jug, and I can't do the trial size anymore. I gotta upgrade.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
and then I'll have to do those, and then you know, that'll be it, man. And then I'll just keep plugging along, making more figures. I got more I got plenty of characters to make, dude.
Yeah.
I got pieces of figures sitting around that I know what they're gonna be, but I just have to configure them properly to see exactly how they're gonna look. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
plenty going on.
And you do have the Etsy shop, right?
I do, yes. The Etsy store is still open. Someone just bought my last
Jersey Devil. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You know what, man? I was gonna put in the when I posted yours, was it yesterday or I think it was yesterday. I forgot to check the site first to see if that one was still available. But
I think someone bought it like the day before yesterday. It was very recently. Yeah. Thank you for that, man. Thank you for
nice.
that.
Oh yeah, for sure. But dude, let's just take a look at this Celestratron real quick, man. I mean, the work on this thing is fucking insane, dude. Like now, how do you go about your capes, dude? Is this an original design for the cape, or do you use a template at all?
No, well, what I do, I draw it up. I draw it on a piece of cardboard, or like on a piece of not construction paper, but like poster board, I guess you could say, you know?
Right.
And I just draw it on there, and then I lay it on top of a piece of vinyl and then just cut it. I draw it around it, just do the outline. I'm real ghetto down here. You know what I mean? I just do everything. It's all by hand.
But it's clean, dude. You know what I mean? It's super clean. You got the cape, the hand painted, the articulations all over it. Dude, I'll tell you right now, man, there is, I don't want to say there's not a lot, but I would endorse this piece from top to bottom any day of the week, man. The small paint on there, the paintwork is phenomenal. The tubing right there, I love that extra tubing. The backpack is dope.
Thanks, man.
But what a dope figure, dude. I could see this. Shit, dude. So here's the other one that I really like, dude, is the St.
Oh,
Pat's
yeah, that one.
That was a sick one. That was a really great use of that little beer mug too.
I bought those. Those are dollhouse miniatures. I bought those, man.
Very cool.
Thank you, man.
So go buy yourself a Celestratron is what I'm trying to say, man. You will not be disappointed, dude. And the price point is like very nice for what you get, man.
Those I don't have any of those up yet. I'm working on those now. Those I will have in the store. Eventually I will get to those. And I'm just gonna put everything in the store. Just let it sit there. You know.
There you go. It'll get sold. I promise you that.
Thank you.
I don't know if it's something you'd want to do, but I do believe that if you pumped a bunch of you could fill your store right now with certain things you've showed us tonight that I think would easily move, that maybe you're afraid of putting out there because you don't think it's your best work because of where you are right now, but it would still move. It would easily move, I think.
A lot of this stuff, though, these are the prototypes. I'm still kind of like emotionally attached to them.
I mean,
so I'm not quite ready.
I mean,
the hands.
Hands and bears.
The hands are free. The hands come with the stickers. I don't want to sell the hands. The hands, everybody deserves a handshake and a hello, right? So you get a hand.
I love that.
Cute. That's too cute.
I love that.
Here's this one I just pulled out, and even the mold I have now, there's something in there. There's see that in there?
Mm-hmm.
These are just a mixture of multiple resins, like whatever, because I don't measure anything. I eyeball everything. And sometimes I do over pour a little bit because I want to get some, I got to make hands. You know what I mean? I want to put them in with the decals. This one I just pulled out the other day.
That's gorgeous, dude.
It's got some.
I love that one tipped finger.
And it's the middle finger, bro, right?
It is the middle finger. There it is. Like the ET phone home type thing.
There you go. That's awesome.
But it's fun, man. This is probably like the coolest thing ever, man. resin casting. I mean, dude, get to make your own toys. It's like plucking your imagination out of your skull. You know what I mean? You get to give it physical form. Like,
Well,
how much cooler does it get than that?
you seem to have a real knack for it though. Like admittedly, like even when you were showing us those Jersey Devils and you were kind of showing like how it started and how you were building up almost like a D&D style cyclopean type monster, the
Yeah.
idea of being able to like customize it and just like cut off the hands, melt them a bit, change the way they're shaped. It's like you were already doing some rad shit.
Thanks, man.
Now you're kind of taking it to the next. I don't think I've even seen anybody use that. I can't think of his name right now. The dude from Rogue One. That helmet, the head that's currently on the Ronin, like nobody uses that.
Oh yeah, that's the K2SO.
Dope.
Dude, this is the and that's the head. That's the head from the 6-inch K2SO. It fit perfectly.
Of course, yeah.
Because dude, I had the 6-inch figure. It was on a shelf, and one day it fell, and the head just snapped right off, man. And I tried to glue it on, and then the damn thing fell again, and it snapped again. And I was just like, forget it, bro. It sat on a shelf for years. Until the one day when I was making something, and then out of the corner of my eye, I saw the body is from the Emperor's Royal Guards from the Return of the Jedi. That's that body. It's from the 90s.
The Red Imperials?
Yeah, the Red Imperial guys, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was looking at it, I was like, you know what, maybe I could do something with that. It's pretty cool. I'll pop the head off. And I saw that head, and when I pulled the ball joint out of the head, it fit perfectly over the peg that was on the original figure to begin with. And it snapped right on there, man. And I was like, yo, this looks dope. I could fidget something around and really mess around with this, man, and turn it into something. And this sword comes from like when I was making like custom GI Joe guys, I would buy from this place called the Angel Forge. They made like resin cast heads. Like this guy right here. This is the son of Cobra Commander, Billy Kessler. That head is actually a Snake Plissken head. But you know, I repurposed it because Billy Kessler, he has no eye, that stuff. So it worked out perfectly.
Wow.
And they were throwing freebies, and they gave me that sword. So this is another sword that's just been sitting on a shelf, and I was like, oh, I'll give him a sword. And this basement, dude, it's an absolute dungeon of toys. Like I have so many toys, dude, going back from the 70s, man. Like I got old GI Joe Adventure Team stuff, man. Like I got so much crap here. I got plenty of things to pull from. Anytime I want to make a figure, man, I get an idea, man, I can just dig into my crates, man. And I always got something here.
Now,
Are you still? Yeah.
No, you.
I was just gonna say, are you still collecting that stuff?
The only retail toy I collect, I was collecting was those Marvel Legend, the small ones. Like I got that. I don't. You could see it there. I got I got that Ghost Rider on the motorcycle, that one that just came out. I like that, but since, you know, now it's like I'm making my own stuff and I'm having fun. And I was a huge GI Joe collector. I'm massive into GI Joe. I got vehicles. I got like hundreds of GI Joe figures, vintage, new ones. I got tons of them everywhere, man. I know. I'm sorry, GI Joe. I don't mean to keep bringing that up.
No, I feel so bad now. It's one of those things where it's like my brain's literally sitting here just being like, man, like how pissed was Ordinary last episode?
Not, you know what, dude? Not at all. I wasn't even, I couldn't care less about that stuff, man. If you hate GI Joe, then go for it, bro. It don't bother me. You know what I mean?
know though. Do you have a bunch of your early day toys, or have you rebought? Because you're saying you've got like a dungeon of toys over there. Like, are these the OG?
Some of them are stuff that I had when I was a kid, and some of it is just like, you know what? I'm an adult now, and I have a disposable income, and I can just buy whatever I want now. You know what I mean? Like shit like that. And but now, you know, I fund my hobby through my toy making. You know, so my wife prefers it that way. Don't be racking up the credit card on your stupid hobbies, man. Pay for your own shit. You know, so it's all good, man. And yeah. And like those new GI Joes, the big ones, I don't bother with that shit, man. Like you know, those 6-inch things, I was like, come on, dude, how many GI Joe things do I really need? I'm good. And everything's so expensive now. Like everything's a fortune. Like for an art piece, that's one thing. But for a retail toy shit, like $30 or something like that, up for it. It's like, get the fuck out of here, man. Like,
and the quality's going down more and more and more.
Yeah.
You know, every now and then, I think makers are really hard on themselves about the toys they're making. And I know even personally, I've become almost separated at one point where you're only buying so many indie toys that your bar gets raised really high. And then you go into Walmart and you buy one of those fucking Hasbro $25 toys. You get home and you're looking at that shitty fucking paint cap and the crappy parting lines. And you're just like, what have I actually been complaining about at all?
Right. Yeah. It's a wake up call that costs you $30. You know what I mean? Like, it sucks.
Yeah.
So I don't really do the retail stuff anymore. I'm good on that, man. I'm making my own shit, you know?
There you go.
Shit, dude. Now, out of curiosity, have you shown us everything that you currently have in the works or down the water pipe at all? You want to teach?
No, you know, I don't have anything on hand. I didn't really think to do any of that stuff.
Dude,
I knew I was going to screw something up.
You didn't screw anything up, dude. Honestly, the amount of molds you had, the amount of pieces you had, direct reference materials. You came like locked and loaded, dog.
Good.
And a mask.
Yeah, a mask. I didn't want to fail on that one. There it is.
That's dope, man. That's a dope mask.
It's based on the
NES.
It's the Jason Lives version, where he was like kind of established as a zombie, you know? Like, that's why he only has the one chevron and the crack in the side of the head.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
That's
your
hot pink blood, you know.
Nice.
I had like a full purple jumpsuit and everything.
Dope.
B, you got anything?
No, just thank you for coming on, dude. That was a fucking killer time, man.
No problem, man. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, congrats for everything up to this point.
Thank you, man.
Dude, there is a handful of artists that I'm super excited about seeing what's coming up next. You may be at the top of that list, my man. That is dope work. I'm very, very excited about it. It's
Thank you,
great work, dude. It's you said Titty Bean, man, and there's a lot of we'll probably talk about you as soon as you get off the show here, but there's a lot of similarities, man. I think me and Crumbs will both agree. You mentioned Titty Bean as being a guy who's super dope, man, and there's some similarities there, bro, that's are like, as far as original characters and kid bash and stuff. It's dope, man. It's very, very dope work. Keep on going on it, dude. It's very sick.
I will, man. I appreciate everything, man. You guys are the best. You really are. You really pumped my confidence up 1,000,000%, bro.
You're like, okay, one, I've got to be honest. I love your transparency that you had this evening, because it's not as though you were just shitting on yourself or being self-deprecating with no intent or with no direction. I think everybody can be kind of hard on themselves in general, but the reality is you've touched on some really honest, open, serious things, I think, tonight that a lot of artists don't necessarily bring up to others all the time. Pricing being a big one, right? Even just like the work that goes into these, man, the thought processes that goes into these. I think you crushed it, dude. You're a pro at this. And even your website, I said that, like, I'm not going to get into the details as to maybe why, but your website hit such a tickle fancy for me, man. It just laid it all out perfectly. It was beautiful, dude. Like, you're on another level, man, from top to bottom.
Thanks. I get so descriptive like that from the back in the day when I was making customs. Everybody always wanted to know what your recipe was. That was like automatically, how did you make that? So it was like kind of just like automatic to do that, but anyway, you guys are the best, man. I really appreciate you guys having me on, man. This was great.
Anytime, bro. Open door. You are welcome back anytime, my friend.
Word up, man.
Anytime, you guys have whatsoever.
All right, you guys enjoy your night.
Oh, you
right on. Thanks, buddy.
Hey, real quick, just before I forget and lose track again, we do know who Breakfast Wizard is, and you want to know why we know who Breakfast Wizard is because we actually looked at this piece a little while back.
I'm following them. I just saw on my thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I'm already following them.
This is Breakfast Wizard.
Oh, yes, the Kool-Aid.
That's where we recognize it.
Yes, bro. 30 Canadian. I remember that. 30 Canadian, right?
Hey, so you guys were just talking about the Ordinary Toys Titty Bean thing. Titty Bean Toys was pushing this week's show in his story, which he does when he thinks about it. We don't always push Titty all the time either. But I did wonder when I saw that, like, hey, Titty, are you pretty into Ordinary Toys' work? And then you kind of touched on it, like, they kind of bleed into a similar realm, man.
Bro, and so here's what I was going to say, man. First of all, thank you again, Ordinary Toys, for coming on, dude. I had a feeling that I thought that he was from New Jersey. But, I mean, he's the type of guy I want to just be like, get the fuck out of here, right? Like, that would fit right in. What a fucking great dude, man. Straight up. But here's what I'm talking about, dude. And it came into play when we were talking about the legs and the feet. Kit bashing is one thing, right? Customizing is one thing, but to go the extra step, dude, to cut the Bossk feet off and put them on other legs, that's something that I've seen with Titty Bean, and then he'll add some original sculpt or something to it. But I mean, you're talking about kit bashing, but then you're talking about kit bashing very, very small pieces. You know what I mean? So you get to the point where you're like, yeah, that's a kit bash, but it looks so damn good and seamless. I don't know, dude. I mean, for this piece right here to be such an early piece, for him, I think that's one of the things that gets me excited, dude, is that this is such a fucking dope ass figure that I'm super excited to see more of these, but then more of just what's to come in general. And everything you said, bro, about his interview, you were spot on, 100%.
I guess, yeah, what can I say?
I'm just talking about, the way that he carried himself, and he was very real. He's very realistic about, when his friend said, hey, man, you need to pump these up for $85, he already knows, like, you're fucking crazy, bro. I can't sell a 3.75 for $85.
Oh, I hate this in toys because at the end of the day, like, it does seem crazy because it's not competitive with what's on the market, right? But some people are charging way too little. They really are, man. And he hit it right on the mark. If you were to take the hourly wage and actually try and charge like a minimum wage for an hour, and that's not fair. That's not right. Because the issue is I don't want anybody ever getting burnt out or having their parent, like, I'll be honest, if any maker in the scene ever said my wife just left me or my husband just left me because I am just down in the basement making toys all the time and all I'm thinking about are making toys all the time and I haven't been present the last 2 years, I'd be devastated.
100%, dude. Agreed. Dude, great artist, man. I love the backstory of kind of how it started. I was I had no clue, bro. I mean, he's talking about, starting to do stuff around 2010. You know what I mean? That's 13 years ago. It's crazy, man. You really don't know. And what's funny is, so I saw his other account. I looked it up while we were talking to him, and dude, that's a thriving account. He's got 1,260 followers. Super 7, the main account, follows him. That's impressive. There's a lot of material in there. I love the fact that he got one of Colin's pieces, a Slothra. I saw that on his feed the other day, and I was like, "Ooh, yeah, he knows what's up." Because the Slothra is a great piece, dude. It's very clean, and he recognizes how, what good work that is, dude. Just a great guess, man. That was a great interview, dude. I really like that one.
Nim, the pricing thing will always be a bit of a tough issue because, like, and I mean this with no disrespect, you're coming from a visual art background with like gallery paintings and stuff. So you're saying, I agree, people are charging way, way too little. There are some makers charging way, way too much for what they're putting out there as well, in my opinion. And at the same time, you can price whatever you want. The market will tell you based on sales if you're pricing too high, and hey, maybe keep it out there for that price and eventually somebody will buy it. But unfortunately, in my opinion, there are some makers out there that are very, very, very new, have a lot of learning to do, and they're pricing their work based on how much materials they've wasted learning, and that's not right either. So it's a very tough game to play. People want to be able to sell work as well, and it gets defeating when you're not selling any work. I've had a lot of dudes mark their stuff down when the store isn't moving, and the reality is it's not because the pricing. It's actually like, oh, it's Christmas. And I get you need some money to buy Christmas gifts, but all your customers are currently buying Christmas gifts. So it's really tough, man. And art is art. Yeah. You could like, my favorite art piece ever, Mal Baptiste, right? The dude shit in a thing in a can, sealed it, and priced it at the weight of gold. And people have been buying them. And it's literally shit in a can. So like, charge what you want. There's people out there that'll buy it. And I'll never try and tell somebody how they should price their work, but it's tough to try and navigate as an artist how to price your work when you're seeing it all over.
Yeah, dude. And here's something that I wanted to ask you a while ago, and this is probably, we don't have to really get super into this right now. But you've been around long enough, and maybe some other people want to chime in too. as far as pricing goes, do you think it's fair to compare? I don't want to say apples to oranges, but let's say you have let's just go with like a 5-point articulated, whatever you want, 3.75, and it's priced at, let's say $50, right? Now, let's say that you have another kit bash piece, 3.75, that looks really, really good, but it's a kit bash piece and they price it for more than that. Now, would you say,
sorry, do you mean like they've kit bashed a piece and they've molded and cast it, or like they have a custom, none of it's casted, it's just painted, glued on pieces from other toys?
You know, I don't know, man. For this situation, I don't know if it matters that much. I don't know if it matters that much. And my only reason that I say that is because, do you think it's fair to say, well, I can get a Healy made 3.75 for anywhere between 25 and $50. Now, Mr. or Mrs. or company X, you have a price of a piece that is $75, and it's not a Healy made. Why would I buy that piece when I can go buy this other piece for X amount of dollars?
So it's not right or wrong. The reality is it's a competitive market. If you'd like the sales and you're seeing that there's pieces available for $35 and you'd like to try and find a way that you can have your piece kind of fall in that similar price range so you can move it, that's on you, right? Like, because you even just kind of nailed it. Why would I buy a $75 piece if there's a $35 one here? What really bothers me are actually two things that actually cause like a domino effect. It's kind of like a snowballing effect. And I've seen this multiple times and it happens repeatedly. And it's a huge bummer as a collector. And I know that maybe you've seen it, but I've had it actually explained to me by artists on both sides. One, I've had artists tell me that, you know, I was only able to get 10 pulls from this mold, so I have to charge 65 USD for it. Well, wait a minute. Did you only get 10 good pulls from it because you don't know how to make a mold yet? Or you had issues? And now you're trying to actually make back the entirety of your material costs off of this one drop, and you only had 10 clean pulls when somebody else can get 35 pulls from a mold? Because that seems kind of silly, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, the other issue is that I've actually had many an artist say, I can't charge that anymore because so-and-so who just came on the scene is charging that. I'm paying for my experience, and I am much better than that. So if that's what you're willing to pay $35 for, I guess my shit's worth 70. And all of a sudden, we're talking to an artist who will sit there and explain to you, oh yeah, I could do a run of those, and I could probably get about, I could do it for about $10 a toy. It would probably cost me about $10 a toy, not my time, but in materials, about $10 a toy. Now take that for a second. We're two dudes buying. We don't know how to cast. This is all magic to us and it's interesting. And we're not just paying for the materials, obviously. We're paying for the concept, how we feel about it, all these other elements, right? But when we just look at the nitty gritty elements of it, and if I hear somebody say, well, I could do that entire run for $10 a toy, and you're telling me that you would have to charge 20 or 30 to make up the material costs, and then I'm finding out this other artist is hearing that that's what you got to charge now, so they've decided to double their prices. Well, shit. Thanks for ruining the whole fucking scene for all of us, guys. I hope you liked it.
Well, and see, and that was kind of what I was getting at. And by the way, man, this has nothing to do with ordinary toys. Not at all.
No. This is indie art scene. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. No, nothing to do with ordinary toys, dude. We're not. No, that dude's pricing is actually stupid. It's very low. And if anything, like $35 for a 3.75 figure, when we consider the old metric of approximately $10 per inch before resin went up 3 times in price in the last year.
Yeah.
On point.
And also, dude, to that point, there is, you know, the Celestratron. This thing is very, 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 very nicely priced, and it's a fucking killer figure from top to bottom, packaging, service, everything, dude. It's phenomenal. The reason that I asked that question was due to a different artist that you and I can talk about after the show. But there's an artist out there that I'm a fan of that came out with stuff recently, and I don't think it's sold, and I think it was just overpriced. And I just think it was overpriced, man. And that's it. It's no disrespect to the pieces because they're fucking amazing, but they're pricey. And I just don't think that people were willing to say, you know what, man, I'm going to go ahead and jump in and snag it at that price. And that's kind of where you get in. It's like, okay, well, do I want to buy this piece over here for X amount of dollars when I know that I can get this from these other people at half the price?
My favorite toy on the market that I have had so many collectors tell me, it's just too much, man. It's just too much. I can't spend that. My favorite toy on the indie market is $75 USD shipped international, like shipped in the United States. Add $10 to ship international. So for $85, I can get my absolute favorite maker and absolute favorite piece in the scene for $85 shipped to my door. If you're selling something for 50 USD and then you're going to add $25 shipping on there, guess what? For $10 more, I can get my favorite piece in the entire scene from my favorite maker in the entire scene.
Yeah, and it's tough, man. It's that's the one thing I don't think that anybody will ever figure it out. I think it comes down to the, to the buyer, and it's like, well, do you think it's worth it? And going back to what you said earlier is, is there sentimental things in there that is like allowing your brain to say, no, it's okay, it's worth it. You know what I mean? Or is there no connection to, you're like, well, why would I pay that for that? That means nothing to me. And somebody else is like, well, shit, I grew up with that. And that was a very constant in my life. And I'd probably pay double for that, and then you get down to is that what it's worth? It's like, I don't know. Is that what your feelings are worth? Or is that what the piece is worth? Or
it's worth, but somebody's willing to pay.
Absolutely, dude. And that, I've told you before that some of these, I'm also, I was into sports card collecting, and some of them are numbered so low that they're not priced out by price guides. Like Beckett won't, usually price a card that's numbered up to 5 or 2 or even a 1 of 1. So what is it worth? I don't know. What can you get for it? That's what it's worth. It just like, here's a real dumb comparison, but the show Pawn Stars. People come in and they say, hey, this means this much to me and this means much, so I want to get this amount of money for it. And their line is, we don't pay for emotional attachment. We don't pay for that. We pay for what the piece is, and that's what it is as a piece. We take all that other stuff out of it, and here you go, there's your price. And for some people, they're just like, I'm just not willing to get rid of it for that much.
It might sound harsh, but there used to be a secondhand store in our town that they had like the one section where you buy stuff, and then they had a back section where you could actually go and bring some stuff. And they had a big sign just like that, basically, where it said, we can't pay our bills with your feelings. Boom.
That's it, man. That's what it is. Anyways, man, just to put a bow on Ordinary Toys, dude.
Yeah, ooh. I want to, if anything, we need to go back that way and kind of point out that Ordinary Toys shit, because in my opinion, man, I want to see more of those hands. I thought the hands were fucking sick. I like the Jersey Devils. Obviously, the entire Arcade Void series is insane. It's crazy to me that there's people out there that grab the entire set, kind of like an actual drop, like an actual toy line that came out. They don't have them all, man. Just like when you'd see like the 80s commercials with like all the He-Man characters on the mountain or whatever, they have that.
Yeah. And he even set that up right in his post for that. They all were shown as a group. And Porpoise, good seeing you, buddy. Thanks for stopping in, man. I did not say what's up to him when he came in. He did make a comment about mask shopping for this show. Appreciate that, buddy. We will have you on again soon.
He's had some of the best masks too. He had that bald like wig with the glasses. He had that crazy, insane dinosaur head that his daughter had the one time.
Yeah.
What else have we seen him come in with?
I feel like there was another one in there. I'm trying to remember what he had on when I think he filled in, right?
Yeah, he did fill in at one point. He might have come in normal for that one, maybe.
Yeah, he might have. I think he had a headset on, possibly. How dare you do that? What's funny, dude? Just going back to Ordinary Toys real quick, you were talking about the hands, right? And I don't even make stuff, but I know after talking to enough people that usually, like you said, the fingers are a bitch. I know, people personally where they're like, man, I don't know what it is, dude. Everything came out, but it's the fucking fingers. They will not fill out. I've put all the vents in them and all the stuff you need to do. And he's just like, yeah, I just made this hand and it came out dope. So I just made a shitload of them. People are like, what? I mean, they're great, dude. These are great. I mean, and for a free piece, are you kidding me right now?
Admittedly, I was sitting on the couch this morning, actually, and I was doing this. As crazy as it sounds, it sits perfectly. Look at this. Right?
Yeah.
So right away, sits so nice. And then, oh yeah, that grounding right there. I was just sitting there doing this, and even Amanda was like, "What you got there, buddy?" And right I was, had to show her, and she looked at it and even was like, "Whoa, the knuckles!" Like even she recognized like how cool it was that this had captured like right down to the knuckles, the fingertips, man, those nails.
Right.
And Mary's just such a humble, chill dude. Like it's kind of funny to me, actually, dude. We didn't kind of touch on it tonight, and you know, it just is what it is. He's more dope than I think we kind of dug into, and that happens often. We all love toys. We're all kind of nerdy. We get talking toys and creativity, but he seems like a dope ass dude that I would love to go have a beer and maybe a little.
Bro, 100%, dude. When he got into a long time ago, him and his boys rapping, you know, and just having a group, and then he's got another dude who is definitely, you know, a total hip hop head. Oh yeah, exactly, dude. And then right, I saw that. But then, you know, a good friend of his is a total hip hop head, and I have a couple friends like that. And you're right, dude. I think he's way doper than just a guy making Celestrons and hands. Going back to the hand, one thing that I wanted to say, and I don't want to say like if you're into that makes you dope, but I think there's a lot of other stuff to that guy besides toy making, and it sounds very, very cool. But the hands, what I like about what he said about the hands was it's free because everybody deserves a handshake. And when I was growing up, dude, that's something that my dad always taught me as a sign of respect. Dude, if somebody comes in, you stand up out of your fucking chair and you shake their hand. What's funny about this one is it's a left hand, which makes it not so ordinary, right? When you're doing a handshake, the handshake has kind of been off the docket for a little while during COVID. People were very standoffish, so we went to the fist bump. But I'm trying hard to bring back the handshake, man. Give me a nice firm one. Love it. You're hired, buddy. Great handshake.
That's just it, man. A good handshake. You know, before I leave tomorrow, Jimbo Slice is going to give me a good old handshake. I can already tell, man. I need one of those.
Attaboy. That's right. That's right. Hey, so Nim Studios brought up the Care Bears again. Those are fucking great, dude. You know what I mean?
Okay. I need to put it out there only because I'm going to feel like a fucking goon if I don't. So anybody watching now, you've heard it here first. For over a year now, I'm working on a collaboration with one of my favorite artists in the scene, and we're going to be dropping some Care Bears. Now, when they finally arrive, Bears, and I'm not trying to ride on Mr. Ordinary's, but I just don't want anybody later saying, Crumbs, you ripped off Mr. Ordinary's daughter and her Care Bears. No.
Oh, there's enough Care Bears out there for us all.
If you care, you'll bear with me.
Oh, but very cool, man. Calico Chris, what's up, man? You know, and Mr. Ordinary is a lefty. Mr. Ordinary is a lefty. That's perfect, dude. Very, very cool.
And I think it's actually beautiful that his daughter is currently casting up with them. I know I've kind of joked with you guys before. Like, I don't have little ones. I don't ever intend to have little ones. It's really unique and interesting and neat to me when I can see you guys bond over something like this. That's really cool. That's special.
Yeah, very cool, man. And honestly, I hope, you know, someday when I start making stuff, my kids are all older, and so I've kind of missed the boat on that one. But you never know, man. Maybe it's something that they can be a part of. You know, someday. I know my son's interested in it. I don't think he's super interested in it like I am, but he is interested in it. You know, another thing that Ordinary Toyz said that I thought was very cool. He's like, yeah, I don't measure shit, which is funny, dude, because Hurt Toys is the same way. I've seen him make stuff, and bro, there's no calculations going on. It's all eyeball, like close enough, fucking close enough. Stir that bitch up and pour it in, man. And you know, it's funny because other guys you see that have the scale out and they're very fucking exact, and these guys are just like, boom, magic. Here it is, ding.
You know, I would compare that to going to your grandma's house and getting a dinner where she just makes the most banging meal ever, versus going to a 5-star chef restaurant where you might have a really banging meal too. They're just made completely different, but both are bangers.
Jazz Wizard. Bro, I don't know if you've seen some of Will's comments tonight, man. He is on fire tonight, dude. Ooh, look at me. I have kids. Brag. Ooh, look at me. I'm married. Brag. And then Carolina Cool Cat's like, oh, bitter. I think so. Yeah, he's like, I think my ex broke up with me because I was too into toys. He goes, oh, look at me. I have an ex-girlfriend. Brag. Ah, shit.
Oh,
Oh, dude. That's why I love this room, man. Ah, damn it.
jeez Louise.
Yeah,
So
more Care
purposeful.
Bears, please. I agree. Mallow Toy says more Care Bears, please. That's one that I haven't seen a lot of, honestly, dude. And maybe I'm just not looking in the right places, but I haven't seen a lot of Care Bears. We did see one recently from who? It was Sunshine Bear. That's gonna
I'll
fucking
chew on that one. We'll chew on that
yeah.
for
I
a
shouldn't even
second.
have said that.
Hey, we're coming into that 2 hour, 10-minute mark, and I know that we wanted to
Yeah.
bring in the old famous Eddie Resin Blood as well.
Yes.
So Eddie, man, if you're chilling in the room there, if you want, please feel free to hop in anytime. We'll fire you on in. It's got a waiting room, so you'll just land into the waiting room and we can pull you in from there if you'd like. In the meantime, what we can do while we're waiting for Eddie, some tabs, or what are you feeling? You want to do some tabbies?
Yeah. Let's look at some tabbies for sure.
All right, now I apologize to you guys. I did not organize my tabs the way I normally would, so they are potentially going to be a little bit messy, but let's dive in there and see what the heck I was looking at earlier.
Jazz Wiz, that's a great point. Real quick, Mallow did do some Murder Bears. I do remember that, and you're correct.
And I actually meant to bring up earlier, but I didn't want to get sidetracked while we were talking with Ordinary. Mallow Toys has dropped 3 R2D2s for $20 fucking. If somebody didn't,
please tell me somebody bought those already.
You're insane if you didn't grab those.
Yeah.
One of the first accounts I'm going to bring up here tonight, I know it's just a little over that 1,000, but I wanted to pull them up anyways because this line looks insane to me, man. I believe we might have even pulled up that purple one beforehand, but they're going to be having a drop this week of horror figures. So they got that Frankenstein from 1950s. They've got the Mummy. They've got Count Dracula, and of course the Fly. Dude,
nice.
The Fly one looks so good, but these guys kind of came out of nowhere, man.
Yeah,
that's similar like the OMFG figures.
2.5 inches though.
Yeah, just under 3. Which like it's so hard to put in perspective, right? We get so used to thinking of the 3.75s from Kenner, but
well, dude, these ones I was thinking like more muscle size on something like that,
a little smaller. But oh, look at this too, 16, 15 for international shipping, so $31.
Jeez Louise,
dope, dude.
Yeah, that's worth it.
And like I said, they're gonna be having this crazy like horror drop actually coming up this week. What else we got here?
Oh man, this guy, you know what, dude? There's very few pieces out there that I just totally regret not getting. Tadpole Prince made a Michael Scott Prison Mike character, and I missed it, bro, and I hate myself for missing that. That's one of my favorite characters of all time as far as TV goes. There it is right there, the 500. I think there was a giveaway at the 500 for him. Yeah, that Prison Mike. Those things sold out, I think, man, but those are freaking rad. That was my first introduction to Tadpole Prince. That's the only reason I say that. But yeah, he's got some cool shit in there too, man. Is that an original sculpt? Sure is.
Big Baba Yaga. And you know, he tried doing a light spot test with this as well, which I don't really see anybody do, but this was really interesting to me to see this because I think he's trying to get the glow from the cauldron to come up the side of the face of the character. We don't see anybody really doing that, man.
Yeah, no kidding, dude.
And just at 1006, man. So that's Tadpole Prince. This
from Sweden.
You seen this? Chico Bat Studios.
I
16
did.
followers.
And you know what? I think when I sent that one to you, I think they had like 4 followers or something like that. It was really, really low. I'm a solo.
You're right. You did send this to me because we were looking at this pile of them here.
Yeah, it says I'm making a video game based on this action figure. That's cool. Shakoba. 10 points of articulation. Check that out.
10. Mario Boba, man, have a good night.
Mario Boba.
Too. Sebastian Ung. Now, this is a little bit out of the ordinary, but you know, I just really liked this utilization here, man.
Oh, that's very cool.
Not our normal wheelhouse, but they do make some toys as well. It is a wood artist.
Yeah, and oh, did you say that was wood?
Yeah,
those hooks were wood. Wow. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. So they're see.
Oh yeah. Nice.
There you go.
Mario Boba, man, he said that we'll have to. He said he had a story for me next time we have a beer, and I think that'll be at AR next year. So yes, my friend, looking forward to that, and thank you for stopping in tonight.
Thanks, dude. I'm just gonna do a quick stop share because I'm not seeing Eddie there popping in from into the participation chat there, and I might have to run away for a quick second to get on you, dude. It's just one of those nights where we're kind of flying crazy. Do you have are we doing a giveaway here tonight?
We are doing a giveaway tonight. We have the Sean Skirvin.
All right. You cool to hold the fort for a second if I run away?
Yes,
okay.
Absolutely. We'll do.
You got this, boss.
All right. Hurry back. So Sean Skirvin, that's what we got for the giveaways tonight. We got 2 packs, Stone Protectors and the incredibly counterfeited Essentials Muscles Ice Edition. So these were courtesy of Mr. Von Fake Name up in Canada. Thank you very much for donating these. While we're on the topic of giveaways, I need to thank Mallow Toys. Mallow Toys reached out and actually will be donating some stuff. And we've told you guys before, man, that's kind of how these giveaways go. It's mostly donated stuff. I'd say 80% of it is. So thank you, Mallow Toys, for reaching out. Looking forward to that giveaway down the road. But tonight we're going to do the Sean Skirvins. Maybe we'll do 2 giveaways, man. I don't know if one person should get both of these. Maybe we'll do 2. I think that would be good. And then, like I said, no unboxings tonight. I think we got some more news to talk about. Street Fight SPDX. What's up, man? Good to see ya. Yeah. There was another piece I was going to show, and I don't know what it was. Damn. Yeah, sick colors for sure. Here's another Celestratron that I got from Ordinary Toys, man. This was a one-off that he did. It was, I think there was some experimenting going on here, but that's another one that I have. So there's actually 3 Celestrons in my collection now, but that's another dope one. And that's what I'm talking about. I mean, it's like, look how different all these are, and every one of them is dope. Lots of variety. I think you could probably do a lot of stuff with that figure just in general. Yuckamuck, what's up, man? Mallow Creech card backs are the best. Agreed 100%, man. I'll just show that one again. That's the one that we showed, I believe, last week or maybe the week before, but that's the water gun creature. But yeah, and I think we talked about that, about the creature, how it's such, it's a clean figure that's very, very versatile. And you throw a sick backer on it, and it's a winner. It's a winner every time, man. Candy necklace creature, water gun creature. I mean, fill in the blank. And it's sick. Mallow cardbacks in general are fantastic. Gasmic. That's a new one for me, Jazz. Thank you, man.
Fantastic. Gasmic.
Is Eddie in the waiting room yet?
He's not. He's just chilling, apparently, I guess.
No, he's texting me right now.
Oh, nice.
I'm just telling him to jump in the waiting room. So.
Oh, no problem, dude. No problem. We're gonna pull up some tabs real fast, I guess. Or no, wait, what am I doing? We're gonna give away that Sean Skirvin.
Yeah. So you know what, dude? I was saying that I think maybe we'll do 2, right?
Ruby.
Like it's not fair for someone to. It's not fair for someone to get both. I mean, it is, but not tonight. We'll have 2 winners.
If you're cool with it, I'm cool with it, man. So Eddie is in the waiting room now. Eddie, I'm so sorry, dude. We're gonna do one quick second. We'll do this quick little giveaway spin, and then we'll make sure to pull you into the room. So share screen. Where's my wheel? Wheel of names. Oh, There we go. Oh, stupid.
Robert Bloom says he wants shock tarts so bad. Somebody mentioned shock tarts, man? Was that you in the last couple of days that said they've been looking for shock tarts?
Yeah.
Thank you, anybody who's looking for shock tarts right now. We went off on a tangent last week about shock tarts and where the hell you can track these things down at. And I think Chrysosaurus Rex, who I haven't seen tonight, let us know that they're still there. They're just called something else.
Yeah, you know what? I haven't seen Chrysosaurus Rex tonight. Haven't seen Mecha Ducky this evening. What's up with that?
Did you put Ordinary back on there?
Oh, dang it. Probably not. Didn't have.
Damn, there it is.
All right, Street Fight SPDX actually joined the room as well since we last added anybody on. Oh, I've got them right above.
Yep, you got them.
Muck, Ruby, Robert Bloom's on there. Jazzwiz is on there. You are on, Mr. Ordinary. Thank you very much, dude. If anybody is missing from those wheel, let us know. We want to get you guys some Sean Skirvin, Canadian chapper.
Boom.
All right, well, nobody's saying that they're not on the wheel, so I'm going to give her a spinny here so we can get Eddie into the room and hear all about that new vinyl.
Yeah. Dude, great crowd tonight, huh? Robert Bloom, man, congratulations.
And let's be real, B, when isn't the live chat great? If anything, they're the selling feature that I always tell people. There's been multiple times that people have asked me about what we do on Thursday nights, and I always tell them that what we do really isn't all that important. What's really fun and engaging and important for people who are new to the scene is actually going to be that live chat, man. You're going to meet some real good friends in there, and you might be able to network and yeah.
100%, man. Hey, one thing we need to wrap up with the we need to
isn't the live chat great. If
anything, Eddie, you got your volume on.
Eddie's volume is full blast, no camera. On Thursday night.
There you go.
I just muted him. I just muted you for now, man. So you can unmute yourself in a moment, or I can ask you to unmute in a moment.
Okay.
Video,
There we go.
There we go. There he is. There's the boss. What is up, dude?
It's 4:20. You know, I'm higher than usual. Couldn't get it to start.
What a great opening line from fucking Resin Blood, dude. It's 4:20. Yes, it is, my friend.
And are you rocking a Cannibal Corpse sweater right now, or tee as well?
Yeah. Get these headphones in.
Hey, one thing, Robert Bloom. So Robert Bloom, let me know which one you want. Do you want the stone protectors? Because I didn't verify at the beginning like a dummy. Do you want the stone protectors? Or do you want this one? The ice muscle or stone protectors? Let me know which one you want in the chat. And then the next one, whichever one you don't take, we'll do another giveaway for that one. Eddie, what's up, dog?
What's up, Bri? How are you?
I'm doing good.
Where'd
man.
Crumbs
What's going on
go?
with you? He's here.
What do you do, Diplo? Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, he's here.
I can
I'm
only see
muted,
one
so
of
maybe
you.
I didn't pop up. I'm wondering if you got it on speaker view or something. How you doing, dude?
Well, there you are. There you are. How are you? Things are good, man.
It's really good to see you, dude. What are you working away on in there?
Yeah. So yeah, I just got my toy, and you know, it was quite the experience there. You know, I never made it to my first vinyl toy, and you know, I took it easy, and I'm gonna try to flip this for you guys. Okay. And so anyway, here's some that I have sitting here packaged.
Jeez.
Let me wipe this off.
Those bags are rad, dude.
Yeah, dude. You gotta tell us about those bags too, man. I know that you just got those in.
We lost him for right now. He'll probably hop back in a second, though. So if you guys didn't,
Okay.
if any of you aren't familiar with that figure we're about to see here, Resin Blood was actually showing us these, I believe, around Christmas time. He would have been in, and he would have at that point had the resin versions of them. And he was just talking about how he was going to be working with Drew to actually get, I believe that's when he was talking to Drew using Drew's sources to get in with Safubi. It
Nice.
looks like it's happening.
Real quick, man. I'm just looking at these stone protectors. Robert Bloom, great choice, man. Like you said, I agree, dude. They're both dope. But the stone protectors, man, these things glow like crazy too, man. There's a few in there that really glow. There is a little bag of stones in there. Those things really glow too. So yeah, congrats, man. And then we'll do this for the other giveaway. But
Man,
there he is.
you know, it never fails, man. You know what I mean? It's like I
What
can't
can you
even
do?
touch if I touch this thing, you know. Hold on. Here we go.
Technology's a bitch. It's all good, dude.
There you go.
So anyway, yeah. So look how they look when they come. Like they come in this box, and there's a big pile here. It's a lot.
Jeez, dude. How many did you order? Holy shoot.
I got 150. And you know what, to be honest, like, you know, I got this secret company that I use and I never did it before. So it's not a popular place, but it's in Asia. And, you know, here's a couple in here. And I wanted it to be smaller than the resin one. The resin one's pretty big. It's like 6 inches. And I wanted to just bring it down an inch, but they brought it down 1 3/4 inches. So like
Shrinkage.
when I first opened it, I was kind of like, my girl was standing there and she was looking at me like with a look like, are you happy? And wait, let me find one of the originals. But anyway, when you hold it, look, here you go, Bri, gray and yellow.
There you go, dude. That's what I'm
Fun,
talking
man.
about.
That's a fun size.
Yeah, look how it looks in your hand. But like, you know, a lot of my vinyl toys are small like this. And and I printed these bags tonight. And the bag looks like this. Let me see. So it's got a Resin Blood logo on it.
Oh, that's dope.
Those are beauty,
So-
man. That's a nice little touch on there.
Here's a painted one. You know.
So,
yeah.
Ed, what do you think, man? Like, so you ordered it at 6. It came in at just over 4. What do you think about that? You happy with it? I mean, it's like, I think we were talking the other day, man. It's more of like a vinyl action figure, which I think is cool. I don't think there's, you know, like I said, I don't collect a lot of vinyl, but that's a kind of a unique scale. What would you say, Crumbs? You think that's kind of a unique size for a
It reminds me of
vinyl piece?
It reminds me of Golden Bat a lot, man. I like that size. I think any larger than that, it would have almost taken it out of the realm of action figure. This is rad as hell. This fits,
100%.
in my opinion, with like Ultraman, like the vintage Ultraman figures.
100%, man. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? You guys can see me. You know, I slept on it, and like I wasn't unhappy when I went to bed. I went to bed with one, and you know,
Like,
I'm like
did you actually tucked into bed with one? You fell asleep.
yeah, I
with
actually
your hand?
fell asleep holding one.
That's what I like.
And so yeah, you know what I like about it a lot? It has my stamp on the bottom, on the back.
Good move, man. That's a good move. Good.
Bro,
Isn't that
that is
cool?
great.
I'm glad you
very
did
cool.
that. A lot of
Yeah,
people would
ain't that
overlook that.
cool?
That's great.
Yeah, I like that. And yeah, I don't know. I like, you know, it's just it's less than an inch than I said. I don't know. You know, Drew from Plagued Earth Production, he gets his stuff made with this place, and he was saying, yeah, they did that to me too, kind of. And
Well,
they always
vinyl
try.
always shrinks too, right? Like vinyl's always going to be a considerable amount smaller than the resin, just
Right.
naturally.
Yeah, I think someone told me it always shrinks 1/4 inch or something. But yeah, I don't know. So, but I like it. And now I got it packaged. And yeah, it's cool. I'm even going to make a couple t-shirts. I'm going to drop them tomorrow night. And, you know, you guys were just talking about prices. You know, I was thinking, I don't know. I was thinking 60 blank and 90 painted or something.
Now, were you doing extra for the cape, or are you selling them with the cape or without the cape?
Nah, I'm not dealing with all that. I'll just give them. Everyone likes the cape. I'll just give them all a cape. If you don't like the cape, take it off. But I don't feel like dealing. If that's a thing that people have to order and I have to, nah, I'll mess it up. So just take the cape. So I've been cutting capes the whole time the show's been on.
Oh, nice.
So I got a lot of Kate material, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. So it's fun, and I'm getting ready to make another one, and I'm moving along here, and I'll have them at 5 points, and I'll be at PowerCon in August and back at DCon in November and December this year. So
Are you is 5 points this weekend?
no, 5 points is in June.
Oh shit, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, this weekend I'm gonna go up to this like punk rock flea market in PA and with a buddy selling some art up there. So I'm gonna sell some up there. But yeah, 5
Nice.
points is in June. Aren't you going to 5 points or no?
No, I'm not, man. I'd like to. I would really like to. This year in particular, I would really, really, really like to. But just not in the schedule this year. I'll hit some other ones towards the end of the year. But by the way, I like your hat, dude. I know you scored that thing at fucking Decon last year, bro. I remember that booth that dude was at. Yeah, I can see through your bullshit. I love that.
Everybody likes that hat, man.
It's a great one, dude. I remember that booth that you bought it at Decon, man. That dude was dope.
Wasn't that a great booth?
Yeah, it was. It was very cool.
I want to do something like the way that dude's like when I go to Decon, dude, it's like and 5 points. But I got a good idea for Decon this year. I'm gonna fly out a week early. I'm gonna decorate my booth heavy.
Nice. And so those are available tomorrow on your site?
Yeah, tomorrow night around 10 o'clock. I'm gonna drop them tomorrow night, and they'll be on. It'll be in my link. You know, actually, I just made a website in the last couple weeks, so it's done now. So I'm gonna it's probably gonna drop with the toy. Like when you go to buy it, my big cartel will be gone. It'll be my new website. So join my email list.
Nice. Email list. Join it.
Yep. So
plugging it in,
cool.
man.
The show's been great.
No,
Man,
no.
that Ordinary Toys, he's making a lot of cool stuff, huh?
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Legit, right?
Yeah, it's fun to watch people excited, you know?
Yeah, 100% agree, dude. I think that's
like this dude, my man looks happy.
It for sure, dude. You know what I mean? And I think that's, man, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to get all fucking sentimental and shit, dude, but you're right, dude. To see people happy about stuff that they made and about successes, even small ones that they're having, and just to kind of hear the backstory of like, man, I tried this and it failed, and then I went through this, and then it finally happened, and I think I'm onto something, and I got this figure. And dude, I mean, really good energy, really good vibe from him, and he's passionate about what he's doing, dude. I fucking love that. It's great.
It's cool. And he was saying like, I'm down in this basement all the time.
Yeah, I was thinking to myself, wait till you see this next fucking cave we're gonna visit.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a mess right now, but I've been doing a lot down here. I got so many toys here too, but same thing like what he was saying. But yeah, I just printed these, and here's the screen for the bags. And my girlfriend's sitting over here. Here's all my Marvel stuff. But yo, check these holy grails out. I got a bunch of junk sitting. Yeah, great, babe, grab that drink. But I just got this Godzilla and this toy. Complete.
Oh, wow.
Look at this thing. Look at this old Spider-Man thing. Remember this? It's the Daily Bugle. I love that.
You just got that?
That's gorgeous, man.
You know what? Someone traded that in at the toy store one day, and I just went over to check on the toy store, and I was like, "Oh, I'm done. Gotta have that."
Yeah,
it was like, it was like, you know, it was complete, like it was a package deal. It came with all the figures, so I had to get it. And I was like,
"Oh wow."
Yeah, but
so
shit.
Are you just man, so let's just kind of like talk about like where you're headed as far as toy making. So the vinyl, you're not switching over to vinyl 100%, right? You're just kind of adding the vinyl to the repertoire. You're still doing resin.
Yeah, absolutely. And I got some molds sitting right here that I haven't even cut open yet. I got to cut them open. I went away to Earth Kentucky over the weekend, and then I split town and I had to drive home. So I'm backed up on some stuff here, but I'll never stop making resin. You know, it's the best. So yeah, I'm working on Joe's right now, and that whole all this stuff. I got like bags and bags of rivets, and I had a custom rivet gun made. I was wondering if that last guy, Ordinary Toys, he was talking about making Joe's, and I was wondering if he ever did rivets. But yeah, I had this custom rivet gun made, and
You had that made?
Yeah, well, anyway, I bought this other tool. It was like another, wait, what the fuck was it for? And maybe it was like leather rivets or something. And I gave it to my buddy, and he like took those pieces out, and I had to buy this. See, dude, they don't make a rivet thing for GI Joes. You know, those things, they get mold injected, and there's some machine, or I guess however those people put them together. I think they put it together with a crank, actually. But yeah, so dude, I had to drive up close to New York City to get these correct rivets. I mean, I could have had them delivered, but I was making them one day, and I thought I had it all figured out. And I bought all kinds of rivets, bigger ones. And sometimes I like the bigger ones. They hold up better and stuff. I don't know. It's a weird process, because first when I started making them, I started making the molds, and you know, I can't do a 2-piece mold for 16 pieces. And so I'm doing cut molds, and I'm trying to cut them correctly. And I just wanted to get the knees and the legs worked out with the screw. And then I got the pin worked out. So I got to buy bags of those pins. And then, so I had that worked out with the O-ring all the way up. And then came the rivets and the arms. So I was making solid arms for the first week just so I could put them together. Here's one right here with solid arms that I made first, just for fun. Let me find a good one.
Dude.
Oh, here's a good one right here. So this is, yeah, that's the real deal. But I don't do the swivel. So, so it don't turn. Yeah, it goes like that, up and down.
Oh, gotcha. Ordinary said that he never got to the rivet stage. So.
Yeah, so they're fun, and they're fun to paint, and yeah, you know. So, and you know, you were talking about selling and stuff. I'll be honest, like I didn't make a real creative card back for them. I made for the first run. Here's a copperhead. I made like a GI Joe knockoff card back for it first, and yeah. And, you know, I put 5 up and 2 of them sold, and I gave one away to a buddy. And, you know, you were talking about that stuff. You don't always sell everything. So I count my blessings, you know.
Well, and sometimes it's a bit of a waiting game too. Like what I find crazy is it's so easy to blame oh, it's not a cool toy, or oh, people didn't like this, but there's always 1,001 variables, man. And it's crazy how sometimes if you leave something around and you just remember to keep reminding people it's there, you'd be blown away by what can all of a sudden become really cool or really desirable.
You're right. You're absolutely right about that. And you, okay.
I was just going to say, man, you know, there is absolutely something to buying patterns and what else is going on around the world. A company I used to work at, we sold, believe it or not, garage doors, accessories, lots of gate stuff. And I worked there for so long, you know, they started doing these. We would definitely see patterns of when we have certain types of repairs and stuff like that. But as far as purchasing new doors and just kind of upgrading your house, dude, they did a lot of studies, and there was definitely a flow with current events. People worried about what's going to happen, so they stop buying. People hear good news and they say, oh, it's okay to buy again. And it's weird how it just goes like that. And so I think there really is something to what you're saying, is where if you put it on your website and you just leave it there long enough, eventually that right time is going to come around and someone's going to end up picking it up. You know, maybe you have to discount it, maybe you don't, but I think every piece has its time. You know what I mean? Just for some eyes to see it. And then next thing you know, it's gone.
Yeah. And, you know, I was talking to Drew from Plagued Earth last night, and he makes some really unique safubis. And I was saying to him, how are they selling? And he was like, you know, he was telling me the one sold real good. And then the other one, they sat for a while, and he was kind of disappointed. But then he was like, but then when 4 months went by, they were gone, over time or something. And So yeah, I mean, and a lot of people see stuff and they're like, people go come back. You know,
Yeah.
people remember. So
Well, and you gotta remind them sometimes too. Like it's crazy how I've definitely, if you scroll down something like Lab Monkey #9's page, you might all of a sudden see something appear here, and then as you scroll down, all of a sudden you see it like a year earlier, and you're like, whoa, wait a minute, you dropped this a year ago, and then you scroll down further, and you're like, whoa, 2 years ago you made this thing. And what's crazy is like it's almost like they're on this cycle where they're like, oh, I haven't thought about that piece in 6 months. I better remind people it's still available, and then just
Yeah.
repost it. And we've actually talked. One Trick has a piece that I know for a fact it didn't sell out the night that he did it, and so he tucked them away in a box. And the issue is that like, I know a lot of people that whenever we talk about that piece, they're like, "Fuck, I want one of those pieces."
Mhm.
And meanwhile,
Yeah.
he hasn't even like advertised that they're available still.
yeah,
Sorry, One Trick.
it's wild, right?
Well, dude, and speaking of One Trick, dude, here's something, and I'm not talking shit or anything because I was very close to buying this piece. He has a Swamp Thing that I've seen posted up 3 different times now. It didn't sell at AR. I had that thing in my hand and went with something else, a different
It
Swamp
better
Thing.
not be the E2K one that just went over the pink fucking paint splatter. Cape.
Absolutely, it is. Absolutely, it is. Absolutely, it is. It's that one.
I got one here. I'm actually, it was in that, he had it for the Zola show.
But it's like, how do you explain that, dude? That's probably one of the dopest Swampies I've seen, and it hasn't sold yet. It just hasn't sold.
I was with him all weekend. We were together all weekend.
He's dope, man.
Me and him and Skull and Void and Jonathan Queen out in Kentucky. It was banging weekend. I go as the 4th time I went out there this year. I just go out there and stay. Dustin has this like back apartment behind E2K, and I just go out there and chill, man. It's a big difference between Philly and there. I go out and people know me there now. It's crazy. So, and
Yeah,
there's
you
a
were
bunch
signing
of,
autographs all weekend.
yeah, I'm gonna be honest. That was a joke, and that was Dustin's idea.
But it was fucking hilarious. It was beautiful, man. Even One Trick, the joke that you ended up signing One Trick's chest, that's hilarious, man.
Yeah, them guys are great, man. If you get a chance to go out there, go there. It's such a nice town. Yeah, you know what sucks is I was about to fly home Sunday, and my employee was like, "Yo, your Toyz here," and I was like, "Nice." It's an hour flight. I'm gonna be home in a minute. I'm gonna be putting Toyz together. I got to the airport and they canceled my flight. And I had to drive 10 hours home. It sucked, dude. It sucked. I sat shotgun.
That is a huge high to a crash real fast. Fuck.
It was
Dude,
the
that
worst.
was so funny. You said that was such a fucking joke about the autographs. I'm still laughing about that. But you know what, dude? Look at it like this, my man. Like, so nobody else is doing that, right? Like as hokey as that might have been or whatever. It was a very good chance. I know Kentucky is a little bit of a hotbed of a place, dude. You're right across the river from Cincinnati. There's lots of action around there. And I think it was probably just cool. When I saw it, I thought, that's cool, man. I didn't think corny. I thought, that's cool. I thought fucking Eddie probably loves people coming in and chatting it up. I'm sure Dustin loved to have you.
It's an easy place to have a party, you know?
Yeah.
It's on this great main drag with all like, yeah, it's pretty nice part of town. It's great. And Dustin's a funny dude. We were drinking on Friday night, hanging out at the store, and I was out doing something, and we met back up there with a bunch of people, and he came back from Kinko's with these prints. So he didn't even ask me. He was like, yo, I'm like, what is that? And he's like, I made these prints. We're going to do a signing tomorrow. And I'm like, what are you, my pimp? Like, and he's like, oh, come on, just do it, dude. I'm going to make it look cool. Like, he's just exploding with ideas, and he's great. But I'm like, all right, I'll do it. You know, whatever you say. So.
That's funny, man. What a great shop, dude. I do plan on getting out there someday. I don't know, but that would be very cool, dude. I mean, I don't know if there's any other shops that are just dedicated to bootleg toys that has an actual storefront. You know what I mean? That you can actually walk in and see nothing but indie toys.
Yeah, you got to give them that, dude, and it's great. Brian, Crumbs, you would love it, dude, because it's not just bootleg toys, not just card backs. And he's cool like that. He buys all kinds of custom stuff. And
yeah,
remember that dude at AR with the big robots and all?
Yes.
Remember that guy? And it was just like other toys together, but like really done well. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. That was Fritz is his name. Fritz is the dude's name. He's the dude that
Yes.
I fucking lost that piece of yours. Actually, that Ghost Rider piece fell out of the bubble, and he snagged it up and hit me up that night and was like, "Hey,
that's
bro, I
right.
found this." He goes, "And I know it's
Yeah.
yours." What is that?
Shit, I can't remember his name, but Dustin
Throwaway.
has a bunch of throwaway.
Yeah,
Throwaway. Yeah.
yeah.
But he
You
has
said
that stuff.
Dustin has a bunch of his stuff.
Yeah, I mean, he's had multiple pieces and he sells them. They sell, like they do good.
So is he a Kentucky guy?
No, he's
Okay.
not. I think he's a North Carolina guy. I think.
You know what?
I
You're
think
right,
he's,
dude. You're
yeah,
right,
ain't
because
he
he told me that
local?
he drove in. Yeah.
Yeah, he's local down there. I mean, that's just, I love it. That's neat. And then he has all kinds of Safubis, and he's got all the Super 7 and other, and also retro stuff. Dude, I was in his I was in that back apartment. And he's like, yo, that apartment's all good. You can stay there anytime. But I'm just letting you know, I filled the one room with tons of toys. And when I got in there, I was like, oh my God, it was just Tupperware bins full, right? So I'm over there and like, dude, I just cracked open this one Tupperware bin and it's just all original Turtles. And I bought like 8 of them, dude.
Holy shit.
Actually, I didn't even pay him yet, but we worked it out.
But you have them?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, dude. Holy
we
shit.
always work it out. We exchange a lot
In
of dollars.
package.
Dude, in package. Look at the wolf.
No.
Oh
No,
man.
Now, I'm not a
beautiful.
I'm not a Ninja Turtle guy, but I've seen a lot of characters. I'll be honest with you, bro. I've never seen that character before. That one that you just showed, the werewolf one. I've never seen
that on
that.
my shelf at home. That's like one of my.
Oh, no way.
This
Wow.
one.
Oh my gosh.
Yo,
Dude,
I love Zach.
You grabbed all the good baddies.
I love all the punk rock stuff.
Oh, that guy sparks up too.
I got a lot of them at home. I got a whole Turtles case at home, but I didn't have a bunch of. He had a bunch I had, but I was like, oh my God, I just stopped looking through the bins. I can't do this. I just have to. So I got a lot of toys, and I'm almost good now. I mean, you never stop. But I mean, dude, I just bought that Raiden and that Godzilla toy. They were like Grail toys, and whatever.
That Godzilla, man.
Good to get 'em.
I've never even seen that Godzilla in person before. I might have seen it at a toy show one time, but
This is a Spectrum.
That's dope.
It's the Spectrum Man Safubi from Awesome Toys. Isn't that nice?
Yeah, that's really cool.
you said from Awesome Toys, huh? That thing's huge.
Yeah, Awesome
That's
Toys.
like-
Dude. They're a Safubi company, or like I don't know. They're always at Decon and 5 Points. They got great stuff. I got tons, like a bunch of their stuff. I actually have this toy in another color. I got this toy, the same toy, but it's clear, like clear red and yellow, and it's got like stuff inside. It's really nice.
Damn.
Nice.
Yeah.
You've got me now.
So what do you got coming up, man? So you're working on the vinyl toy. That thing's coming out tomorrow. You got 5 Points coming up in June.
Yeah.
What else you got before that? Anything?
5 Points. Yeah, nah, I'm gonna work on
Hanging
some
out,
cards.
being a badass.
But yeah, just stopping bullies,
Hey,
But
somebody's got to do it.
but I'm working on this. You ever see these things? Barbarian Rage. Barbarian Rage makes this plastic card back. You ever see that?
Yeah.
So Fletch has one of those, but I didn't know.
I'm painting one.
Nice.
Yeah, I thought Fletch's was like a resin one or something that maybe came out of a show.
Yeah,
don't
that's
know.
what that
A
is.
resin
the
casted backer.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
it is resin.
Yeah, it's resin.
Okay.
And and you know what? I painted one last year. I always ask him for him. It's like my most requested thing from him because it's so cool, man.
Yeah,
it's
a
like
really cool sculpt idea.
plastic. Yeah, man. And it's like, let me turn this light off and see it better.
Like he did a great job on those sculpts on that, man.
It's all like Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Oh, okay. So Fletch said his is resin too.
Like, I'm just covering it in paint right now. I painted a real nice one, and then I put a Vader with it last year, 5 points, and a guy bought it, and I was really happy about it. But I sold it it was $300. Probably the most expensive resin thing I ever sold.
Oh,
But
wow.
it was,
That's legit.
yeah, I put these Vaders with it usually. So I'll always make him. He's the coolest.
Yeah. The capes, dude. I'm telling you, the capes add so much, man. Me and Crumbs have had that conversation before, man. You take a regular figure, whether it's Safubi or 3.75 or 5.5. Dude, I even have an old school Scare Glow from you that has I think it has a cape with it. I don't have it in front of me. But it's dope, man. It's the cape adds so much.
I wouldn't. That's something I wouldn't mind doing. I wouldn't mind making some He-Man stuff, some Motu stuff.
It's been
I've
a
done
while
it.
since we saw those Scare Glows.
Yeah.
Dude, for a minute I was making Scumbug from the Turtles, and it was like, another big, I don't know why I do it to myself, but I mean, I want to make stuff like as original as I can. Some people like doing other stuff, but I don't know. I like the fact that this is like a real G.I. Joe, and I make the stands and everything. Like, it's a lot of fun. I don't know. I know you guys have a thing with G.I. Joe, right? But I love G.I. Joe,
We have a love for G.I. Joe, Eddie. Okay.
Well, if anything, I think we both even acknowledged that you loved G.I. Joe a lot, and we actually noticed that you dropped some sick ass G.I. Joe shit the night after the show or the night of the show, and we even pointed that out because they were some solid pieces, man.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, fully articulated G.I. Joes. They were nice.
Hey, B, I meant to mute myself and muted you, dog. Sorry about that.
All good. All good. I just saw it come up, and I'm just like, oh, that's cool. I'll shut up. Just gotta ask. Man.
You remember this toy? This was another toy I was having made.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah! What happened to that thing?
It got canceled. I had an issue with the maker, so I was told it was going to be 3 to 5 months, and then it was at month 9, and so I'm debating on whether to get this made now. I mean, I made this when I came home from Decon 21, and I've been sculpting more now, so I don't know, but I feel like I was going to get it made, and it was in the process, and then it got pulled out. So I don't know. I might just do something new, but I don't know. Yeah. So when I get done with this weekend, sculpting is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to work. I'm actually going to see like how I have an idea, maybe like making some variant heads for these, and then like do a run of that where I can use the same body and make some variant heads, maybe.
See, that's something I find, and admittedly, if I could, there might be other people in the resin scene as well that have some pieces that kind of fit and scale with yours. Because I know a lot of the times homies will actually do swaps where they might toss somebody 5 or 6 heads for 5 or 6 bodies, do some mashups.
Yeah, you know what? Like, I mean, I feel like even if you don't collect vinyl or like vinyl, I'm just saying it's like it's that. Well, let's look at it like this,
Yeah. What flavors does the vinyl come in? I thought I saw some glow over there. Yeah.
Yeah, I got glow and hot pink. Glow, gray, and hot pink. So it's like this, and they glow real good.
Nice. Does the pink glow too?
No.
Okay.
But it glows like that's just from up against the light real quick. I'm just saying they glow good.
He charged fast, man.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, he really does. Good.
That's a blue pill right there.
Yeah, look at this. Look at this one. Like, cool.
Dude, that thing was in front of the light for literally a half a second.
That's what I'm saying. Like that thing basically took a Viagra and was ready to go.
What was I gonna say? So I made this one the other night. I got from Wonder Goblin. He's got that vinyl paint, man. I suggest it to everyone for everything.
It has adhesive in it. It's perfect.
It's awesome, dude. Like it's just you don't even. I haven't even used primer, but Yeah, well, anyway, it's painted.
Dude, that right there.
So it's got green paint on it too. So it looks like that. Yeah.
Oh, dude, that yellow. Oh man, that is sicky right
Yeah,
there.
It's a
he's
good
got
cocky
this.
look.
He's got this clear yellow, and let me grab it. And so if you hit the glow with it, it looks like this, like it's clear vinyl.
Mm.
That's the paint for Toyz,
That's
guys.
really cool, man.
It's top shelf. I'm telling you. There's
Yeah.
well, I mean, you can use it with a brush or airbrush, but I'm airbrushing it on. But so
Well,
yeah,
it's given it that really cool, like, and I mean this in the most sincere, like, good, positive way. It gives it that really cool, authentic, like, bootleg vinyl, man. Right off the friggin' walking down the street, grabbing it off the rack from a bag and just ringing it up, man.
yeah.
That's sick.
Thank you.
That is sick.
Thank you. I like it. So,
Dude, you
really-
really rounded it out with that too. I know it's so simple and stupid maybe to some people, but that little bag is like that extra little like touch.
I'm gonna make a header too for some of them, but these are the first drop. So I'm gonna put. I got bags and all, and I got some stuff designed already. So, but this is the first drop tomorrow. So
That's dope, man. That's great packaging on there. It's unique. You don't see a lot of stuff that comes in a bag.
Yeah. I thought, and you know, I've seen other. It's not a first time. I've seen other Safubi guys do it.
Yeah.
Hey man, you guys know. I mean, the packaging's a whole part of the deal, you know, and it's. I mean, once you get that toy figured out, then you're like, or you do it vice versa. A lot of my bootlegs, I get the idea before I get the toy together, and then I got it like so. Yeah. Did you ever see the movie One Crazy Summer?
80s movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With John Cusack.
Yeah.
And I saw it the other night. It's on Tubi right now, and there's a part where they're at like this party, and the mean dad wants to take the house from Cassandra. It's who's that chick? She was married to Bruce Willis.
Demi Moore.
Demi Moore, and she's real young. And there's a part where Bobcat Goldthwait like is wearing a Godzilla suit and he smashes the whole town, and it's fucking hilarious. And I got this Godzilla toy, and I bootlegged them, and I was like, I'm gonna make a toy of that.
Nice.
Just
Little
like
Pocketzilla.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yo,
So what time those going on sale tomorrow?
10 p.m.
10 p.m. East Coast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So a little earlier for you guys, right?
Yeah, 7 p.m. PST.
7 o'clock on a Friday night. That's prime time, baby, right there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm doing it for you guys, for the West Coast, you know.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
But yeah, I really appreciate you having me on. Thank you.
No, man. Thank you for coming on, dude. Is there anything that you could maybe want to flex or get out there that we haven't bothered to touch on with you tonight?
Not really. You know, just everyone have fun and be safe, and don't bully people from behind a computer screen. You know what I mean? No pun intended. I'm just saying.
Well, no, absolutely, man. Especially, I think you hit on something really hard. Like you hit the nail on the head there, right? And B and I talk about this quite often. Nobody has to get along here, but at the end of the day, you also don't have to go out of your way to be a piece of shit. So
that's absolutely right. And you know, if you're not bothering anybody, you know, I don't like. You know,
fun. It's toys.
I like. Me too. It's toys, and I like to have fun. And we don't need the toy police. There's enough police. And make something. Stop talking. You know.
Oh, that's a big one, man. And you know what? You're the king of that, because I was even thinking about it earlier, dude. Like, what haven't you made at this point? You've got some resin, you've got some Safubi, you've got 3.75s, 5.5s, 4.5s. Like, Jesus. Fuck,
Art,
dude. Shirts,
tattoos.
art. Yeah. Dude, also,
Shirts.
I've got to put that out there, because I think that whether you know it or not, I think it will be a big deal eventually. The fact that right now you will only tattoo toy tattoos, I think is going to be a big deal, man. Already when I go to your page and I see like the tattoos you've been laying down and the amount of like just sick toys people are getting on their skin, and then I think like, who else is balls enough to just say no? That's all I want to tattoo anymore. It's like that's
yeah, definitely. And you know, I lost some clients doing that. You know, because people are like, "Yo, you know, I want this angel tattoo. And I'm like, dude, I got a whole shop full of guys. I'm doing this right now. So yeah, you lose, but I'm holding out for it because that's what I do. So, I mean, it's just, and people are getting it. It's cool. I got all these comic sleeves going, and I like the little bangers on the sheet, you know? So I took that sheet down to assembly required. I did like 5 of those tattoos. And I always hook the toy guys up. I'm trying to push these paintings, you know, and so real quick before I go, I was just saying, you know, these compared to toys, I feel like it's even harder. And I've been doing these. Here's a GI Joe painting. Sorry, I got stuff here. And then I just did this one too. And I got someone took the Crypt Keeper one off me, but then there's a Dracula one here. So
dude, so, and like, what's crazy is, admittedly, like, your painting is insane, dude. Like, most of us should know that, given that you're a tattoo artist. We should already know that you're obviously going to be able to draw and paint. But then when you see something like that, you're just like, oh, fuck off, man. Those legit look like the old Eerie covers.
It's all because of this, man. And, you know, like, dude, like, you know, I was always I always had toys, and I always had comics and all that, but like my interest in different things, I was into painting walls and doing graffiti and stuff for a long time, and making posters and stickers and stick 'em ups and wheat pasting and the whole deal. And I don't know. It's like when I got into this, like I really dove back into the comics and the horror magazines. And so my whole life is this tattoo shop in the toy store area here. And, you know, just the whole thing, you know, it's just, you know, I'm into it. So, and I can see other people's enthusiasm. That guy you just had on Ordinary, I mean, that he's excited, you know, and he's happy. So, you know,
agreed, man. And I think that's very important what you just said, dude. I think there are times when and I know Crumbs, we've had this conversation too, man, where we go through spells where we're just not really into it, you know what I mean? And sometimes what brings us out of it is other people's enthusiasm for what we're doing, you know what I mean, or what they're doing, or what somebody else is doing. And that sometimes can, you know, snap you back out of it. But dude, and I was gonna say this to Crumbs after you got off the show tonight, dude, but man, what a great vibe all the way around from both guys, two opposite ends of the spectrum, right? Someone that's brand new, that's been around since, you know, really doing stuff for the last 6 months, say, and then Eddie, who's been doing it for quite some time now. But two different angles on the whole scene, but both super positive, fucking really good vibe people, dude. That was a fucking awesome show, bro. Thank you for coming on, man. I super appreciate it,
man.
bro.
Yeah, and I'm gonna get your toy painted in the next week or so, and then I'll send you.
No rush. No rush.
Cool.
You can send it with my speed skull I'm going to buy tomorrow.
Great. Thank you. Cool.
I love it, man.
You know, yeah, I love you guys. Thank you so much.
On, buddy.
Like, no, thank you, man. Mad respect,
Yeah.
homie. Try to have a good rest of the night. Be safe out there, dude.
Yeah, thank you.
Best of luck tomorrow, dude. Break a leg.
Yeah, I will.
Thanks, buddy.
I think he got a little bit more of a, we're going to let you go more than anybody. But yeah, he killed it, man. And Mecha Ducky pointed out, because it's hilarious, because at one point he was chatting so fast, he's like sucking his thing, still talking. And then Mecha was even like, dude, sipping away while he's chatting. And then meanwhile, like, we're talking about how he's done a little bit of everything. Mecha does like, Bella multitasking as you speak, Sippy's toy work, Zoom meeting, and smoking. It's like, yeah, he literally was doing all those things at one point for a second.
Oh, man. Yet, hey, we still have to give this other one away. I forgot about that.
Oh, I didn't forget about it. I knew we had one more giveaway. And, you know, I know we normally have a bunch of tabs as well. I don't know how you feel about this, but I was wondering if maybe we keep some of those tabs for another evening. We're hitting that 3-hour mark. Maybe we do a giveaway and
then wrap it up. I'm completely cool, man. I know, I mean, I'm at 9 o'clock, you're at 12 o'clock. I know that people on the East Coast are at 12 o'clock and they're like, what the fuck, guys? I thought this was a 2-hour show. Which we strive to be, but just not tonight, man. Tonight was absolutely worth it though, man. Two great guests. Again, thank you both you guys for coming on, man. That was fucking legit, bro.
And no disrespect for anybody about like the news drops, anything like that. I feel like in that first half hour, we did try and chisel through some of the accounts that are doing drops right now, talk about some of the things we've seen in the scene. I personally feel that there's certain nights where it's more worth it to be able to talk to two individuals like this than it is for you and I to look at a bunch of tabs of things we might not necessarily know what we're looking at.
Yeah.
And if anything, maybe we'll post them all up in the stories in the next couple of days as well.
That's what I was gonna say. We'll get you next time, or they'll see we'll see on the stories or whatever it is, man. But yeah, that's all I got to say about that.
But we do have that one more Sean Skirvin to get out there. So I will pull up the Wonder Wheel. And if anybody doesn't see themselves on the Wonder Wheel, please, of course, let us know, and we will get you on that Wonder Wheel. So, alrighty. Now, at this point, I would imagine anybody who's been here for like 3 hours. New Transylvania, I have added you. You were the last one I've added. Mecha Ducky is going to be the newest one that I add on here. Boom, boom, boom.
I like that question. What is the wheel spinner for? Toys. Boom.
And before we forget as well, so next week there, you guys see Colin Has Been, solid show. Colin Has Been Toyz is going to be coming with us next week.
Yes.
I've even kind of been debating. Yeah, we're kind of, yeah. Anyways, it's going to be fun. I'm not going to give anything away. Colin's a fucking gem, man.
Dude, looking forward to that one. I've been looking forward to that one for like fucking 2 years now.
Yeah, I've been sitting on an interview with Colin for probably close to about 2 years now. So that's why I was mulling on that for a second. I was like, do I maybe show some of the clip from the interview I did with him like 2 years ago when he was dropping the ETs and the
Von Fake Name says take him off the wheel.
Right, Von Fake Name. Thank you, dude. I am so sorry about that. I would imagine you don't necessarily need these back. It's not that you don't want them back.
I'll just send them back to you.
Thank you very much for the donation, by the way. So Von Fake Name actually ended up tossing these in to us from Sean Skirvin. I want to make sure that we thank him again for that donation. Same as a beautiful fucking Toys Alive magnet that I've turned into a magnet at my place. It's glow in the dark. I'm rush home from work to catch the tail of the show. Sick. Well, New Transylvania, thank you, man. If anybody's not familiar, New Transylvania has actually got some really sick pieces. They've usually got those robots. They've also got the, I forget the name of them. You've got one of them. It's like a Mohawk turtle alien.
Yeah, shit, dude. I just had it with me. That would be the Zarinki.
The Zarinki.
Yeah, I don't have
guys. I say it all the time. You might be 50 or 51 or 52 or 47, whatever the hell you're all saying. Most of us are between 10 and 12 in mentality. So it's it ain't a
right
thing.
In that wheelhouse. That's yeah. That's funny.
Alrighty. Now I'm not seeing anybody. Hey, can you guys all stop bragging about having fucking wives today? Jeez, dude. It's Thursday. It's midnight. We're talking toys. You think I want to hear you have a life?
Yeah, Jazz Wizzy started that one. That was funny.
Jeez.
Who's it gonna be? Ice is going to strafe 7.
There you go, dude. Congratulations, Strife 7.
Nice. Congrats, my dude.
Does Stripe 7 still have the pre-orders open for the drop coming up? Or they'll pre-orders closed now?
Yes, last check right before the show, they were still available, but they were going fast. So I think there's a diver and a zombie knot in there, and they're both similar in colorway, but both very, very sick. So if you want in on one of those, hit them up, put your order in.
Hit them up, get your order in.
That's it.
There you have it, folks. Love it, dude.
You don't have any pieces to show, do you?
You know what? I kind of do.
Okay.
Now, I'm not going to get into too much detail about this because I feel if I do, it would just feel weird. But I am going to kind of open up a little bit. I'm going to be a little bit crummy with you guys for a second. Some of you guys know this. Some of you guys don't know this. I haven't spoken to my parents personally in almost close to about a decade at this point, right? Now, so many of you guys, like I when I'm talking to you guys and I find out like you guys have like a mom or a dad that you talk to and stuff like that, sometimes I'm kind of like, oh shit, right. Some of you guys still have parents and shit. Now, while I'm down here with Peter and Amanda, Amanda's been having a bit of a tough time going through certain things and pulling certain things out. Amanda's mother was always a very lovely lady. I'm not going to pretend that, you know, not like that. But this woman always made sure that got me cards for my birthday, gave me card for Christmas, that kind of stuff. And it meant a lot to me actually recently that Amanda ended up coming across something in a drawer and she asked me if I would like it. And it would have been from her mother to either her or her father or somebody. Her mother had grabbed it. She opened up a drawer and it was in there. She gave it to me. Now, why I really like this guy here is we've talked before about how anything can be a toy. This is technically an ornament. For me personally, this is now a toy. And it's a little bit hard not to feel like I've got a little piece of this and that here. And the reality is, if anybody's familiar with the whole idea of the movie Big Fish and what the big giant fish represents in that movie, this is just a really cool piece to me. And I'm really, really privileged and really honored to be able to have that. And just really grateful, man. And so if we're going to do a, hey, check this thing out, this is the piece that I'm going to say, hey, check this shit out right now. Because this kind of needed this, I guess. And it means a lot.
Dude, great piece, dude. Very cool. And that's one of those things where I would see that and I'd just be like, hey, that's an ornament. But to you, it means something completely different because of the story behind it and who it came from. And that's awesome, dude. Great story, man. Good share.
Christmas tree toy.
Christmas tree toy. There you bro, I don't even have a toy at all. And I feel really stupid now that you've laid that big fucking whammy on me. You know what I mean? Like that's a heavy piece, bro.
You had a toy at the beginning. You showed us that rad ass Frogdile in the back there that everybody ended up talking about the otherworldly series and educated us a little bit. And it allowed them to think on a toy series that they haven't thought about in a bit.
The Froggacuda. Yeah, I'll go with that one. That'll be my share. That being said, so now we've evened the playing field at the share. So now I am going to show this other one. This is not a toy at all. You guys know that if you follow my stories at all, or if you've seen them, dude, I am as far as footwear goes, Vans for me all day. I don't care what they look like. Actually, I do care what they look like. Usually the crazier the better, and they're just dope shoes, dude. I just picked these ones up, and they're lined with wool, my friend.
The Sherpa ones. Yeah, I've had those before as well. Here in Canada, we get those at winter time, and they're the winter Van slip-ons. And they come with a Sherpa inside them, and we wear those in the winter.
I've never seen these before. I'm wearing them right now with no socks, and they feel amazing, dude. They are so great. I told my son, I said, these are high-class house slippers now, buddy. You know what I mean? That's what these are.
I used to have a pair of those with the black fuzz inside, but you wear those with bare feet one time, and you're fucked.
That's true. It's a good thing I'm not like out, running or anything. Not that there's any shoes that I'd be running in, to be honest with you, but anyways, dude, a great show, man. Again, thank you to everybody that came on, dude. And you know what? Real talk, bro. Thank you for being here tonight, because this was not the plan for tonight. The plan was to be for me to kind of just kind of do the thing and you to kind of run the links and stuff in the background, and you ended up staying in there the whole time, dude. Thank you. That was dope, dude.
Man. Thank you very much for having me here tonight, dude. So, I love doing this, dude. It's one of the little things we got.
It is, and it's free. But anyways, man, great show. We got another banger next week. So let's just lay out the next 3 weeks just real quick, right? Next week, we got Has Been Toyz. The week after that, we got just a little razzle dazzle for you. Who knows? We're going to I don't know what we're going to do that next week.
We're going to show off a bunch of the giveaways that we're going to be doing on our 1-year anniversary.
We are going to be doing that. And then in the third week coming up, we have our 52nd show in a row, which equals 1 year. And dude, I think there's going to be a lot of gratitude shown that week from us to the fans, because honestly, bro, if there was only 1 or 2 people watching this thing, I think we'd probably just be like, you know what, this is kind of lame. Let's not do this. But it's growing, dude. It's a community that is growing. And I think you and I are both extremely thankful for that. And we'll get into more of that heavily in the next few weeks. But, Crumbs is like, let me go to sleep, you motherfucker.
No, dude, did you see the size of coffee I drank here tonight?
Yes.
Jeez.
Yes. It's the size of Toronto. Oh, man.
Man, it's been a blast, dude. I love doing this, man. And I can't wait to see you next week as well, dude.
For sure, man.
And Resin Blood, Ed, And Eddie, it's been a blast. It was a lovely evening.
Very nice. Thank you, dude. And we will see you. Well, I'll probably talk to you shortly.
Look forward.